Greater Seattle area. With spacious floor plans, flexible living spaces, and home technology packages, you can enjoy more cozy moments and sweet memories in your beautiful new home. With new home communities opening throughout the Seattle area, D.R. Horton has the ideal home for you. Visit drhorton.com to learn more. D.R. Horton, America's builder. An equal housing opportunity builder.
Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start looking and feeling your best with Hair Grow by New Nordic. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com, or at your local CVS.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-230-2777. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-230-2777. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-230-2777. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-230-2777, 800-230-2777, or biglou.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Christopher Cruz. It happened last week and again today. Air traffic controllers directing flights into and out of Newark Liberty Airport lost radar for a terrifying 90 seconds early this morning. Reporter Brad Gibson says it's caused cascading delays.
Standing in front of the departure boards here at Newark International, it reads like a continuous list of delays and cancellations. More of those than actual flights on time. Late aircraft to Boston with 2 flights now scheduled 3 hours late. Crew connection problems on a flight to Raleigh-Durham that's now 2 hours late. And as for canceled flights, I'm now counting at least 30.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt today.
This outage at Newark Airport speaks to why the Secretary of Transportation yesterday made a massive announcement in investing in our aviation safety.
CBS's Nicole Scanga says the day after the acting FEMA director was fired, his replacement is already making waves.
During his first all-hands meeting with agency personnel, the acting FEMA administrator, David Richardson, issued a striking warning telling employees, quote, "Don't get in my way," according to a recording of the speech obtained by CBS News of the former U.S. Marine Corps ground combat officer.
The new pope is already making his mark on the Catholic Church.
During his first Mass, Pope Leo XIV cautioned the assembled cardinals there are many settings in which Jesus, although appreciated as a man,
the leader carismatico
is reduced to a kind of charismatic leader or superman. He said this was true even among some baptized Christians and warned they thus end up living in a state of practical atheism. Elaine Cobb, CBS News.
A federal judge has ordered Tufts University doctoral student Romesa Osterk to be released on bail immediately as she challenges her detention. Here's CBS's Lilia Luciano.
Osterk's attorneys have submitted testimony from experts who say they had never seen a student detained as the result of a student visa revocation.
Retired Supreme Court Justice David Souter has died. CBS's Jan Crawford says Souter was nominated by a Republican president but didn't turn out to be the conservative vote Republicans were banking on.
He became one of the most liberal justices, a predictable vote with the left on issues like abortion, religion, affirmative action, gay rights, on and on and on. Every issue that was important to conservatives, he sided with the liberals.
David Souter was 85 years old. The Pentagon has ordered the military to pull and review any books in their libraries that discuss anti-racism and gender issues. Less than an hour before the close of the trading week, the Dow is off fractionally. S&P 500 in the green, but just barely. This is CBS.
Progressive Insurance. Progressive can protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, RV, and more. In short, a lot of things. Bundle today at progressive.com.
Wanted and on the run. The story coming up, but first from the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk. In Seattle, a disabled vehicle is blocking a lane on I-5 southbound near North 85th Street. You're backed up to Heller Lake. Travel time Everett to Seattle, 43 minutes, not quite 10 more than usual. In Bothell, southbound I-405 is still recovering from an earlier crash. Travel time Linwood to Bellevue is 26 minutes. That's about 10 longer than typical. In Jefferson County, State Route 19 is fully blocked just south of Port Townsend. Traffic brought to you by Washington 811. If you're digging in your yard, you are legally required to call 811 to avoid damaging utility lines. Call or go to digsafewad.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Heather Bosch. A man wanted on multiple felony warrants fired at Thurston County deputies as they tried to arrest him. Sheriff Derek Sanders tells KIRO 7 TV 27-year-old Damian Madison was last seen near the Chehalis Western Trail yesterday.
Has a history of stealing cars after fleeing from stolen cars, so there's a decent chance he's already stolen a car and left the area. He's also a prolific burglar, so there's a decent chance that he is in someone's shed, barn, house, who maybe not occupied.
We've put his photo up at mynorthwest.com. Call 911 if you see him. Video shows that the man accused of running away after his SUV went off an overpass, crashing onto I-5 in Tukwila. He initially told state troopers he was not the driver. Their response?
Your shoes are on the driver's side floorboard, right? You sure you want to keep saying that same thing? Because that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, man.
A passenger in Dowd Muhammad's car died in the crash March 7th. 4 other people were injured. He faces multiple charges. 2 men face charges after allegedly using credit card skimmers to steal money from people in Puyallup at convenience stores. Police tell the Tacoma News Tribune the crooks stole nearly $30,000 from just 2 of the victims. The main road to the Hoh Rainforest is officially reopened. KIRO 7 TV's Louis Trand with that story.
Celebrations and cheers at the iconic Hoh Rainforest.
Today, we are breathing a collective sigh of relief.
The main road was shut down for nearly half a year after it was severely damaged by a storm. The governor held a ribbon-cutting ceremony to celebrate a moment of hope to many small businesses nearby.
They depend on the tourists and the visitors who want to go hiking and climbing like me, spending dollars at the coffee shop, the restaurants, the gas stations.
And the state paid more than $600,000 to repair the damage on this road, including more than $20,000 in private funding.
The Seattle Mariners have won 9 series in a row, and they're hoping to make it 10 this weekend as they take on the Toronto Blue Jays. Mariners broadcaster Rick Riz says despite some injuries, the team's on a roll.
They're winning a lot of games. They have the best record in baseball since April the 9th. A lot of good things to talk about. Dan Wilson has done a great job.
Tonight's game at T-Mobile Park starts at 6:40, and you can hear it on our sister station 710 Seattle Sports. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly sunny skies with highs near 70. It's 62 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio.
Welcome to the show. Happy Friday to everybody out there. Lots of fun stuff to talk about. I'm your host, Jake Skorheim, sitting alongside Spike O'Neill.
Hello. Hey, buddy.
Spike, happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you, my friend.
Do we have the best show ever or what?
Oh, you mean yesterday's show? It was fantastic.
Oh, yesterday was fine. But
it was amazing.
Today,
it's potential to be even better.
Today we have even better stuff.
This is going to be an amazing thing.
We're kind of at the mercy of what we have in front of us, but today we have great stuff in front of us. We have a feast of delicious things. Story-wise, audio-wise, video-wise. If you guys haven't done this is a lot of fun. 12:30, we're going to do our I think this is going to be the video of the day. And I want the audience to see it with us as we see it because it's more fun when you can see it in person.
Yeah.
So go to youtube.com, do in the search bar, search for Jake and Spike, and you can watch live in studio with us. And if you are already watching live on the YouTube, or if you're streaming or whatever you're doing, or just listening, we're super glad to have you. We're glad you're here. And wait. Who is that? That tall drunk of water, that cowboy wandering. Actually, no, that amigo wandering in.
Yeah.
And not tall either, but thanks.
Your chair
I got the
looks
high
tall.
chair on the highest elevated.
I was gonna say, are your feet kicking like a child? Just
they are.
The chair?
They're like a foot off the ground right now.
He's in the booster seat.
I love these seats.
That's Nate Connors. Welcome to the show, Nate.
Hola.
Hola, my friend.
Happy Friday. Tons of great stuff on Friday. Nate joins us every Friday for Three Amigos, which is a lot of fun. All right, let's just fire away. We got a bunch of stories to get to. I want you guys' reactions on these things. This first one, I don't know what to make of this. Am I depressed about it? Do I care at all? Do you care at all? We'll find out. 206. When I say 206, what does that make you think of?
Seattle. Right here.
Yeah.
Boom. Our town, baby.
All right.
My kid's tattoo, by the way.
206?
Swear to you. I swear to you.
Where?
Back of her leg.
That's a nice spot for
On the
it.
calf.
I was going to say, if you got 206 on your forehead. Okay, let me throw another.
If lost, call this area code.
Call this area
right?
code.
That would make sense.
Start with this area code.
Yeah. My brother, I was talking about tattoos yesterday.
Yes.
I'm trying to get a.
Mother's Day.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I should be quiet about it.
Did your wife listen to the show?
You know what? She's busy today, so I don't think she's going to listen today.
So you were saying about tattoos?
I was saying, I'm going to, I don't know if I told you this, Nate, but I'm going to have my brother come in and live on the air, he's going to tattoo me for one of my gifts for my wife is going to be a tattoo.
Yeah. We're all getting
what's it going to say?
We're all getting his wife's name, all of us, as a show of unity and support for that family. Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that great? No, I'm not sure what the tattoo is going to be of yet. I have some ideas,
all right,
but I'm not 100% sure yet. So I'm going to, put it permanently on my body forever.
See how it looks.
I
see
would
how
love,
it feels.
actually, if audience has suggestions, 888-973-5476. Please don't be cruel.
Oh, so it may have nothing to do with your wife.
No, it's gonna.
It's
about my wife.
Okay. It's for her.
It's for her.
Yeah.
And I want her to, think, oh, it's so sweet. He defaced his body for me. But my brother's a tattoo artist, and so I asked him. I texted him, like, can you come in here and do it? He goes, yeah, I could set that up. So he's gonna come in. We'll do it live on camera. Should be a lot of fun. I'm going to try to get it done next week.
Okay.
Is my goal.
I'll be here.
I tried to have him come in today, and he was booked out. He goes, no, I can't do it.
A lot of people doing this for Mother's Day. Apparently, it's a big
deal
thing.
for Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Big deal for Mother's Day.
Well, tattoo artists are booked predominantly for months out.
He's months out.
Yeah.
Good ones are. Yeah.
You mentioned that your kid has a 206 on the back of their leg. My brother has an Angela Lansbury on the back of his leg.
What are you talking about?
No joke. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, when you're a young tattoo artist and your friends are young tattoo artists, this is 20 years ago, but when you're trying to gain momentum in the business and you're practicing, you got to practice. I mean, unless you find a corpse somewhere, you got to figure out how to, tattoo somebody.
But why Lansbury of all?
Well,
wait a minute. Why? Who else?
Who else would you do?
Who else would you pick?
Yeah. Anyone.
And knobs and broomsticks. Come on. So he put up
spots.
So he's got her face on the back of his on his leg. His buddy did it. And it's a wonderful likeness. At least it was. It was years ago.
Can you tell it's Angela Lansbury?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right.
100%.
So that or Wilford Brimley. Depends what kind of sock he's wearing.
That's on the other leg. If he squeezes his legs together, it looks like they're making out, which is an image we all want.
Your brother's popular, isn't he?
He's very popular.
Did you say he's booked tomorrow? What?
Yeah, why is he booked? Okay, so I was throwing 206 at you guys. You brought up the tattoos, and we went on the tangent. But here, I'm going to throw another three numbers at you. See what you think of this. 564. 564.
Never heard of it.
Does that do anything for you?
No.
Not a thing.
That's going to be our new area code here in Seattle. It's a new area code.
Starting when?
Starting soon. Yeah, right now.
I think the 10th. It begins.
Beginning June 10th.
Yeah.
Anybody who gets a new phone number in this area, no longer 206.
We're all full up. 206 is all tapped out.
So what do we got?
OG.
We've got 425 and then on Western Washington.
253 down
253.
South, right?
And then 360. Is that Eastern Washington or is that?
No, 360. When I was growing up in Snohomish, 360 was Snohomish. And now that whole area now is a 425.
Yeah, it's I think it also does cross over to Eastern Washington, though, 360.
Oh, yeah.
Your point. Yeah.
You got the 509.
509
is also east side.
Yeah. So
East Coast. Not East Coast, Eastern Washington.
How many numbers are left? If the state of Washington, so far we've rattled off 6, maybe 7.
There's a bunch.
There's a bunch of numbers. Half the state is being unused right now. There's so much.
This place is booming, man. We're booming.
Not over on that side.
But you know what? I don't know if I'd want a 564. Something about that number. I don't.
It doesn't roll off the tongue.
It doesn't. No. A 260 or 206, 360.
Yeah.
Great.
Nice.
Yeah.
425, classic. 564. I don't know.
It's going to scream transplant. That's what's going to happen.
That's it. Laura nailed it.
You know what you're going to think?
You're going to whisper your new number to people, You
see somebody with a 564 and you just go, new money.
You don't even enter it in your phone. Yeah, I'm writing that down.
You know what 564 is going to signify now? Tech worker.
Oh.
You're in town with tech money.
High-paid single gentleman.
High-paid single gentleman.
That's what it signifies.
Laura, you're right. Laura should be looking for 564.
Yes.
If you're not a 564, don't talk to me.
Don't even bother me.
No 564. Now you talking no more. So she's going for 564s now. If you know somebody who's a 564, you get in touch with us. If you make a lot of money, you're good looking, we'll send you Laura's way.
You know,
right.
are you such a Laura's? Do you?
Is that
spell,
wrong?
No, not at all. Do you
Is there
spell
anything wrong with that? No.
You're
If you're
just cracking me up.
if you're a good-looking person who makes a lot of money, if you're a good-looking fella who's tall, Laura obviously wants a tall guy, then we'll send her to Laura's way.
Sure.
Send him Laura's way.
There's a height requirement.
What is the height requirement?
Yeah,
by
what
the
would
way?
my height requirement be? I'm 5'6", so taller than that.
You want
You
generously
don't
taller
want to.
than
You don't want to look down on those set of dreamy eyes.
No.
No,
Yeah.
You're talking.
Few women
you're talking
do.
5'11" or up.
Yeah.
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 Let's get real. When you say above 5'6", like 5'6" is.
Yeah.
5'10". You 5'10" would be good.
I could
right?
make an exception for 5'10". It was like perfect in every other way.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
no problem.
Yeah, he's 5'6". If he sits on his wallet, he's 5'10".
There you
Boom,
go.
we're done.
Bam.
There you go.
The shorter he is, the more money he's got to make.
Right.
And the kinder his heart. He
Right.
needs to have.
And
Yeah.
the brighter his smile.
And the brighter his smile. Absolutely. Okay, that's fair. This is a wild story. Let me run this by you guys. This happened in Lacey. Did you see this? Construction worker
Yeah.
who fell down a pipe?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. It all started, listen to the details on the story. We wish this guy the best. All started when the worker, whose identity has not been released, obviously, you don't want to get that information out.
Hurt and embarrassed.
Yeah. No, that's
Hasn't
cruel.
he suffered enough?
Why'd they do that?
Right.
Got stuck falling into a pipe. They had to call 911. Lacey Fire Department quickly responded, carried that person to safety. We have listeners everywhere. The show is growing. People are listening to the show. They love it. They're on YouTube listening. They're in the car listening. They do listen to us on the podcast. They're live
We
streaming.
got people across the country that text into the show.
We got a text the other day from, where did we get a text from the other day? It was in like Santiago, Chile or something.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Remember that? Somebody listening live.
Chilean.
A picture of their computer on a deck in Santiago, Chile.
Oh,
Lovely.
wow.
Listen to the show.
We
Yeah.
offered to broadcast live from their deck.
And they did.
Complete
and they
their
did.
experience and would take it up on.
Sure,
We're
right.
Going down.
Well, listen to this. So we're big with construction guys. And so one of them who listens to the show sent me audio. I have raw audio of this guy. It's unbelievable. And it's a little hard to hear. So if you guys are driving in your car.
It's just someone screaming at the top of their lungs.
No, it's not that. But this is raw from the scene. One of the workers sent this to us. Unbelievable. I can't believe they found this. No, I'm just kidding. It's a dumb
They
joke.
fell from their Space Invader. Where they were.
Did you not play Mario Brothers?
Oh no.
He goes
I'm
into
not
a pipe.
I'm not a guy.
Yeah, this joke just died.
I don't know,
Super
you got to
hard.
explain them, like you said to me last week. When you got to explain them,
I should have played this one right now.
Throwing your words back at you. Mario. That would have got me.
That would have got you. I don't know. I thought the pipe was pretty good.
Did you hear who they named Mario after? Nintendo?
Somebody named Mario?
Well, it was a guy who
Mario Andretti?
rented the warehouse to Nintendo in the early days, and they had a discrep about rent, and so that kind of patched things up. They named this character after him.
How about instead
Really?
of background,
Yeah.
we name a game after you?
That's a real story.
That's a real story.
Wow. That's
He was a
pretty
real
sweet.
real estate investor.
I would have preferred like
Wasn't
a
a plumber.
tiny cut of
Right?
the
Right?
game.
Yeah, maybe 0.01%.
It's cool to have your but it's cool to have
or
your
name
name
it
in
after
But that's
you.
just it. He said afterward, he's like, no, I don't get any residuals. I don't know why.
Let me ask you this:
He didn't do that right.
If they offered you, say you're this guy, say you're Mario, and they offer you a potential cut of future sales from this game we're working on, or we'll name a character after you, and there's no promise that will ever bring any money at all.
It's tough for me to set what I know about the success of the game aside.
Right.
I think you should always err on the side of this game's going to be a huge smash hit.
I don't know. There's an ego thing about being forever in a video game as a video game character. It's a nice story, at least. If no money ever comes,
Yeah, but you can't let your kids inherit your name from the video game, but they can inherit the $5 billion you would have accrued.
I get you on the.
But again, that's only
hindsight.
if you know it's going to be
Right,
successful.
Right.
It's a good question.
Points to ponder.
Jake, would I want a video game with a character name? A genius person who comes up with the name Jake. I don't know. I don't know if I would. I'd take the money. I would take the chance at getting the money.
Do the money price. Solid.
I would.
You got kids to think about.
Speaking of money, did you see this story about Bill Gates? Did you guys see this?
Oh,
Bill
yeah.
Gates, he announced. I think I had this story wrong when I first heard it. Bill
How so?
Gates
How so?
announces his plan to give virtually all his money away.
99%.
99% of his money. He's worth $112 billion currently. And he's been worth more in the past, but he's already given a ton of it away.
I heard $200 billion.
Well, he had a divorce. He got divorced. You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how
Divorce is
you-
impressive.
that's how
But
most people give away their money.
Yeah.
Right.
He got divorced. But he's announced he's giving away 99% of his money in the next 20 years, between now and 2045. And then he's going to dissolve the Gates Foundation. It's going to go away. And he's not going to be, I guess, at that point. And he says in this article here, he says, people will say a lot of things about me when I die, but I'm determined that he died rich will not be one of them, which I don't really believe. Do you guys believe that?
Yeah, he'll still be rich, just not as rich.
He's just not going to be the third richest man in the world.
Well, 99% still isn't with a couple $1 billion to play around with.
That's the
right?
thing. Yeah, that's the thing.
I'm not like pulling a James Dean and come screeching up to the grave and jump in empty pockets.
Yeah, he's still very rich.
Yeah, he's going to be just fine
still
forever
be very
and ever.
Rich.
So let's erase that sentence.
Okay.
From him.
Okay, we'll erase it.
So what did you have wrong about this story?
Well, originally I thought he was going to give it all to the Gates Foundation, which I guess he kind of still is. He's going to work it through the Gates Foundation.
Yeah.
They're going to disperse the money out. But I felt like he should be giving it to other things if he's going to like make the brag about giving all the money away. But
giving it all to charity?
Well, you're giving it to your own charity. There's something about that.
But like you just said, they disperse it amongst a spectrum of other organizations.
Yeah, and they've given more than $100 billion away since their inception. I don't know if you guys knew that.
I didn't know that.
Developing all these different
things.
These
guys didn't he take on malaria and pretty much end malaria? That was his mission.
He got in the ring with malaria.
Right?
He fought it away.
Took it out. Boom. Mosquito netting for millions.
He got in the
and millions.
divorce ring with Melinda.
And she
won that fight.
Right down for the count.
Yeah, big time. He did say that, so he's the remaining 1%, he's going to be divided amongst his kids, which will still leave them each with $500 million from Papa. And then that's not to say anything of their mom, who I'm sure will also leave them a sizable chunk of her $30+ billion estate.
She's also very philanthropic.
She is very philanthropic.
Incredibly generous.
Yeah, she gives a lot of money. Do you guys think giving too much money to your kids? I understand what he's doing here, I think, a little bit. I think two things.
You don't want them to be spoiled. I'm going to just give them $500 million.
Yeah.
To keep them grounded.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying to you?
Just a $500 million.
Don't want them to lose touch with reality.
Just a $500 million.
Have to get up in the morning. Monday morning's going to hurt. So here's $500 million.
Right. Did you guys see?
Good parenting.
Did you guys see, I don't know if this was on your radar. I'm sure it must have been, but he used to have a house. I'm sure he still does. Was he Medina?
Yeah.
He still gets Medina?
Still on the lake. Yeah, the lakefront.
Still on the lake.
Yeah. You say on Medina. It's kind of in Medina.
Doesn't
it's
he
like
own
inside the
Medina?
hill.
But it's built.
Yes.
He's got like a Dr. Evil lair or something.
Oh, yeah.
Little grotto.
He's got a grotto. The
Yep.
boats pull into like a secret rock entrance, and then you go inside, and he's got all of this. I read one time about the artwork on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
It's all based on his old computing system.
Well, so when this was built,
tell me about it.
We were on the radio when this was built, and we had construction workers who would call the show and anonymously give us the skinny on what was going on with the inside of the hill, built into the hill, because he owns this piece of land, and Bill Gates figures I own it all the way to the Earth's center.
Sure,
He's a smart guy.
Yeah,
there are secret passageways aplenty that staff can move freely behind walls and between rooms and
without being seen.
Without being seen that we're intruding upon the family or guests or events, because they host a lot of events there.
I do the same.
To your point about
staff.
the art, people were given questionnaires prior to coming, and this is all we heard from. We heard this from a construction worker.
This is a friend of a friend.
Friend of a friend.
Yeah.
A tech guy who was doing some of the the primary infrastructure of technology in the house, which was more than pouring concrete. And there goes my phone. Tell me to shut up. Look at that. It's the guy. People do questionnaires when they go to the Gates house. This was in the 90s. What do you like? What are your tastes? What kind of art do you like? What kind of music do you like? And they were issued badges when they arrived that were coded to their preferences. And when they would walk into a room, the frame on the wall would read their preferences, and art would be displayed in high definition.
What?
The art they loved. Walk in a room, there's a Monet, your favorite artist.
Are you serious?
Yes.
That is crazy.
Yes.
And this is back in the 90s?
And back in the 90s. And music would play that was catered to your tastes. And the badges were seniority based. So the higher up in the room, the bigger fish in the room
got
to control the
sadistic.
art. How cool is that? You're looking at a picture, all of a sudden it changes because somebody else bigger walked in the room.
Wouldn't it be kind of crazy, though? I mean, you could really sabotage that system as well. Like, you could steal somebody else's button and then just change all their preferences to dirty pictures and things.
Dogs playing poker. Interesting choice. Yeah.
Looking sideways over a bill. You're like,
Right?
is this
Really? You're into this? Seems kind of weird.
It's a lot of feet on the
A lot
wall.
of cherubs up there, buddy. I don't know what's coming to Weird.
Strange. Very strange.
But the Gates, that house.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Square footage beyond square footage.
So his kids aren't going to be hurting. They'll be fine.
No.
Yeah. It's a nice thing, philanthropic. Good for him.
People have different perspectives on what's the best thing to do for your kids. Do you make them earn a life, earn a place in life, and not just coast through being born on third base is the analogy people make, right? You want your kids to have to find their own path, chart their own course, build their own life, not wait for dad to die.
Mhm.
Just kind of sitting around and doing nothing until the old man kicks. That can't be good for anybody.
Well, no, it's awkward because you see them sharpening their knives every year you get a little older.
Want some more raw chicken, Dad? Remember the chicken sushi I put together?
You should stop
You
working
never
out so
support my
much, Dad.
hobbies.
Yeah, that's funny. I saw a guy
working out.
in his will. I saw a guy in his will. He left an inheritance to his kids to encourage them to do things in life that he thought would be better for their life. So
Okay.
they said, like, there's $3 million total that you're going to have access to.
Mm-hmm.
I will give you $500,000 upon the birth of your first child.
Right.
I'll give you $1 million upon the birth of your second child. So he's encouraging them to build families and like things that he knows are gonna,
What if his kids don't want kids though? They're not going to be
that's
great
their
parents.
choice. No, that's their choice. That's fine. If they don't want the kids, that's fine. They don't have to have it.
You know what Shaq did? He put trust together because Shaq's worth a ton of money.
Yeah.
Shaquille O'Neal is an entrepreneur beyond belief.
Yeah. Shaq, icy hot. I get it.
But if his kids, when they don't get anything until they get their degree, when they get their second degree, they get even more.
There you go.
When they start a business that achieves success, they get even more.
Yeah.
It's all goal oriented.
Goal oriented.
Right.
Great idea.
That's a solid plan.
This guy said when you're married for 15 years, you get another $2 million. So like,
okay, yeah,
so
keep it together. Stick with it.
Stick
Yes.
with it. Good for the kids. Anyway, very interesting stuff. All right, get
Wonder
on
why
YouTube.
my parents didn't do that.
Maybe they did.
No, they didn't.
You just haven't done any of the goals that they've set yet.
Are you going to school right now? Are you in class?
I got everything they ever asked of me.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Leave the state.
They gave everything
left
to your
the state.
brother.
I don't call them anymore. Everything they asked for.
Boy, it sounds like you guys have a really great relationship. All right, go over to youtube.com, type in Jake and Spike Show. You're going to see the live thing. Click on it and watch it because I'm going to show you a video next. Spike, you haven't seen this yet.
I have
Nate,
not.
you haven't seen this yet. I'm hoping Laura hasn't seen it yet. It's unbelievable. And it happened yesterday. I'm going to play it for you. And you're going to love it.
I can't wait.
You can't wait. I promise you can't wait. Stick around. We'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino.
You never know what's in store each morning once you hit the road.
We've got a major traffic alert in effect right now.
Well, you're getting ready every morning. Make us part of your routine.
What morning, huh?
Yeah. Got off to an early start.
Just tell your smart speaker to play KIRO Newsradio or stream us on the app.
Both directions of I-5 are closed.
We'll help you get where you're going faster.
Maybe bail at 512.
KIRO Newsradio. We're on your smart speaker, the app, and 97.3 FM.
It's a fact. When your eyes work correctly, light focuses through both your cornea and your lens to give you high-quality vision. Hi, it's Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision. Here's another fact. As we near age 50, we begin to lose the quality and function of our natural lens. That's when we start to reach for reading glasses and contemplate those cataracts on the horizon, typically in our 70s or later, but inevitable if we get old enough. Fortunately, K2 Vision has the advanced permanent solution for both, refractive lens exchange, or RLE. K2 Vision RLE is a quick, painless procedure that restores distance and near vision permanently. Plus, another thing is permanent. You will never develop a cataract. After over 20 years replacing over 100,000 failing lenses, we will help you determine when it's your right time for RLE. Go to k2visionrle.com and schedule a free Zoom consultation today. K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers. Permanently.
Time is running out to save during our preseason AC sale happening now at Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Don't miss your chance to save 10% on a new air conditioner, heat pump, or ductless system to keep your home cool all summer long. Join thousands of satisfied customers and put your trust in the team voted best in the Pacific Northwest year after year. Hurry and call Bob's for your free AC estimate today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
This is Jill Schlesinger. May is Military Appreciation Month, and I know how much I appreciate the military. I married into a military family. I hear from so many members of the military, and Navy Federal Credit Union wants us to celebrate those who go above and beyond for us every day. If you're active duty, a veteran, or part of a military family, you're eligible to join. At Navy Federal Credit Union, the members are the mission. Learn more at NavyFederal.org/celebrate. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA.
This is the story of the one.
As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Granger who does the same. Granger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Hartley Wilcox here from Wilcox Family Farms. A question we get asked a lot this time of year is, how do the hens stay warm when it's so cold out? Of course, we have nice barns to protect them from the rain, wind, and snow. But also, their feathers are like a down jacket, and if they need additional warmth, they will often snuggle together. And for those very cold days, we have heaters to keep them comfortable and happily laying eggs. Wilcox is committed to organic, humane practices that keep our hens healthy and help preserve the land. When you choose food from local family farmers like Wilcox, you support the local economy with jobs and promote environmental sustainability, making it possible for our family to keep on producing great eggs for another 100 years. Pick up Wilcox eggs at Costco, Marlene's, and Hagen's. And for a healthy snack on the go, grab some ready-to-eat, pre-peeled, hard-boiled eggs in a convenient to-go 2-pack. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
G. Scott here with former Seahawk Doug Baldwin. Tell us about Nourishing Champions.
We know the benefits for young people in sports, but we often don't think about the barriers. And one of those barriers is having proper nutrition. So Nourishing Champions, in partnership with Champions of Change and Safeway, is an effort to address those barriers so that our student athletes have what they need to excel both on the field and in the classroom.
High schools can apply for grants up to $25,000 from Nourishing Champions. Learn more at championsofchangefoundation.org/Nourishing Champions.
Do you notice sounds coming from your crawl space or attic, or possibly stale or foul odors in your home? This could be that rodents have gotten into your attic and crawl and have made it their home. They tear up the insulation to make nests to have babies. They contaminate it with their biological waste, which can be harmful to your health. And they ruin your home's energy blanket, costing you thousands of dollars a year. If you even think you may have a problem, call Insulation Northwest today, and we will come to your home as soon as tomorrow and perform a free, no-obligation inspection to determine what the problem is. This inspection normally costs $199, but it's yours free just for calling today. If we discover any problem with rodents in your home, we can get them out and keep them out and restore your home's protective insulation blanket back to brand new condition. Let Insulation Northwest give peace and comfort back to you and your family and save you thousands of dollars in energy savings. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com.
Experience the thrill of seeing orcas and humpback whales with Puget Sound Express. Join their family-run tours for guaranteed whale sightings, departing daily from Edmonds. These are Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. Book now at PugetSoundExpress.com.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Heather Bosch. Washington State has just filed a lawsuit over President Trump's executive order declaring a national energy emergency.
Leading the charge of 14 states, Attorney General Nick Brown says the executive order is a sham.
U.S. energy production is, in fact, greater than it's ever been.
And allows for dangerous rollbacks of environmental regulations. In his order, the president cited high energy prices and uncertainty because of dependency on foreign resources. But State Department of Ecology Director Casey Sixkiller says consumers are not the focus here.
All to the benefit of big oil and gas corporations.
Jillian Raftery for KIRO Newsradio.
Washington U.S. Senator Patty Murray today called on the Trump administration to lower tariffs on Chinese-made gear and clothing for babies and young children. Murray says the 145% tariff means families will be paying thousands of dollars more each year. Trade negotiators from the U.S. and China plan to meet in Switzerland this weekend. In light of Trump's trade war, Canadian tourism is down in Seattle, so businesses are working harder to woo Toronto Blue Jays fans in town for the games against the Mariners this weekend.
More than 40 Seattle businesses are offering Canadians who show an ID or end their sentences with the word A 30% discounts, including Chef Ethan Stoll.
It's really just about extending an olive branch, and we love the fact that we're neighbors, and we're not going to get into politics of it.
Border crossings are down more than 50% compared to this time last year. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Pressure is growing on Israel to lift its blockade on humanitarian humanitarian aid that it imposed in March. More from CBS's Linda Gradstein.
Israel says it is working on a plan to allow humanitarian aid into Gaza, in which U.S. contractors would distribute the food to individual families in the southern part of Gaza. Meanwhile, aid agencies say hunger and malnutrition are growing, and the World Central Kitchen said it had shut down operations after it ran out of stocks of food.
Supporters want charges and suspensions dropped against 21 University of Washington students accused of vandalizing a building on campus Monday during a Gaza war protest.
People are facing bombs, bullets, forced starvation, cuts to water and electricity. I think that damage is the damage we should be focusing on.
The UW says protesters did $1 million worth of damage to an engineering building and equipment. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 76 points. NASDAQ is up 16. From the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk in Seattle, a disabled vehicle is blocking a lane on I-5 southbound near North 85th Street. And a disabled vehicle is blocking a lane on I-5 southbound near Northeast 45th Street. Travel time Everett to Seattle is now over 50 minutes. That's 10 more than usual. Travel time Linwood to Bellevue was still about 10 minutes longer than typical due to an earlier crash on I-405 in Bothell. And you've got a new crash on I-405 northbound near I-90, partially blocking a lane. Traffic brought to you by Home Comfort Alliance. Discover one of the new inventions in home comfort with mini-split systems. Visit homecomfortalliance.com. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly sunny skies today with highs near 70. It is 62 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. All right, bunch of stuff to get to. A bunch of Pope stuff, Pope-related stuff. We
he didn't turn down the gig.
No, he took the gig.
Oh.
Yeah, he had his first mass and did a nice job. Yeah,
that's nice.
He's getting into the job nicely. This is pretty wild, actually. We saw this just before the show, and we've actually reached out to this guy. We're going to try to get him on the show, but the Pope is a real person, as you obviously are aware, and he has ascended to the highest office in Catholicism, but he still comes from Chicago, first American-born Pope in the church's history. He has a brother named John who lives in Chicago, and we just reached out to John a little bit ago before the show, so we're hoping to get the Pope's brother on, which sounds like the setup to a joke.
It's not me, I promise.
But it's not. No, it's not Spike, like calling in with
Can you believe this?
Spike. Oh, my gosh.
I can't believe it.
What a missed up. Actually, you know what? We got the Pope's brother on the phone right now.
You know, the funny thing is, he was not Mom's favorite. I was Mom's favorite.
Oh,
and
my
yet
goodness.
He's the Pope.
John.
What is this?
John, this sounds like a silly rivalry.
Best joke I heard, though, yesterday, I got to give credit where credit's due, Colbert.
What did he say?
He says, and now, the prayers. So it's like, okay.
That's pretty funny.
That's great writing.
That's pretty funny. But yeah, the Pope's brother. Listen to this. This is kind of funny. The Pope's brother's name is John. And the Pope is named Robert, right? Bobby
the Pope.
Bobby. Pope Bob. Pope Bob.
Pope Bob.
So he picked Pope. He's Pope Leo. Is he the 14th?
Yeah, Leo the 14th.
Leo the 14th. He should have just done Pope Bob.
Hey,
that have been nice?
Not to sidetrack, and we can get to it later.
All the way.
But do you know why they choose certain names, the recurring lineage of Pope names?
You know what? We do
instead
know
of
this.
their own. Yeah,
we do know this. Spike, tell them.
They. I don't know.
No,
okay.
All
right. I believe, and we could correct me at 2:45 if I'm wrong.
You know what?
But they
keep
choose,
talking. I'll have the answer for you.
They
in 5
choose.
seconds.
They choose prior popes, where that they respected the work that they did, or often saints that they admire. The saints, their messages or traits of the work that they did. Like Francis was Saint Francis was the patron saint of lost animals. I believe.
I see. Okay.
So.
Yeah, the practice of adopting a new name became ingrained during the 11th century. Naturally, we all knew this.
That's when all good trends started.
There was a period of German popes, leave it to those Germans, who chose names of early church bishops out of a desire to signify continuity. Just exactly like what Spike was saying, which is amazing.
And popes that they admired, they choose those names.
Well, that all makes sense.
Yeah.
That all makes sense. All right, so the guy's name
is a bad name. We're going to need you to go with something different.
I want to go with Bob.
Pope Vinny. No.
Doesn't send the right message.
Not going to go there for you.
Something else we could choose.
Yeah. All right, Leo. Fine.
Leo's fine. All right, so his brother's name is John. He himself he's pretty accomplished. He himself is a Catholic school principal. Not the Pope. But a Catholic school principal is pretty good.
You know, the Pope turned down an invitation to Harvard.
Because he wanted to be the Pope?
Well, he wanted to pursue the career he chose. He had a chance to go to Ivy League colleges, but he turned him down.
I hope his parents are still alive to eat their words. I guarantee you they were like, I don't know.
Gone to Harvard, could have made something of yourself.
Bobby, Harvard. You could be at Harvard.
Villanova, sure, big whoop. Nothing wrong with Villanova.
He's up on the grand scan, the thing at the Sistine Chapel overlooking the St. Peter's Square. He's like, how do you like me now,
Right?
Mom?
How about that, huh?
How you like them apples? Spiteful, vengeful. No, I don't think that.
No, it's not a vengeful bone in his body.
No, not
it's
at
the
all.
pontiff.
All right, so this is his brother, John, talking to NBC Chicago. Obviously, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in his life right now, and he talks about talking to his brother before his brother became the Pope. Oh, we have audio here. That's my fault. Here we go.
You said you spoke to him right before Conclave? Mm-hmm. Tell me what that conversation was like.
Really? First we do Wordle, because this is a regular thing, okay? Then
These all sound like joke setups. The Pope does Wordle? My goodness.
we do Words with Friends. It's something to keep his mind off life in the real world. And then we talk about what's going on, and I said, well, do you have your red socks? That doesn't go over well all the time. And then just that kind of stuff.
Was
that a baseball dig?
If you got to explain it, right? Then,
Right? I know the Pope's a White Sox fan. Is
Was that a joke? Was it supposed to be a joke?
Does the
I
Pope
don't
wear
know.
red socks? Was he
Maybe he has a cardinal.
match his outfit.
In case you're elected.
Unbelievable.
Or it matches cardinal gear. There you go. Yeah.
And then he made this joke.
Oh, boy.
And it just died on the
Oh,
mic.
boy.
All right, so he's talking to his brother. He says he's made the red sock joke. Is he a Cubs or a White Sox fan? Spike, you thought he was a Cubby fan.
I got it wrong. Yeah. I heard you say first thing I heard say was he was a Cub fan, long-suffering Cub fan.
Is he a Sox fan or a Cubs fan?
Whoever said Cubs on the radio got it wrong. It's Sox.
There it is.
He
He's
listens,
talking about
he's
you.
a listener to the show.
He listens to the
I
show,
apologize,
regular listener.
John.
Will, okay, good question. Sibling rivalry. Your brother has ascended to quite a high office.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to call him by this fake name he's using now?
You still going to call him Rob, or you going to call him Pope
I
Leo?
will not. I don't think so. I won't call him Pope. I mean, maybe sarcastically, but not, hey, Pope, what are you doing? That almost sounds too sarcastic, you know? Hey, Pope, let's go have some gelato.
I like how you're taking this light.
If we don't, we have to laugh.
I think he's.
Oh, it's adorable.
Does he have to call him Pope? I mean, he's a Catholic, so if he's addressing the Holy Father, and he's this guy's
Thanksgiving dinner, pass the taters, Your Holiness. Jeez.
Maybe when he's
sure.
in there.
Take the last roll. Quite a sense of giving there, my brother. Poof.
That's a lot
I
of
told you, Mom. I told you. I tried to tell you. No, he gets to go to Villanova. I got to go to community college.
Not much charity in that Pope.
Right? What kind of precedent you setting there, Leo? Sorry. And we're back.
Oh my gosh. I want to see these guys at Thanksgiving dinner. That would be the best. Just the two of them just going at each other like
How about if I want to say prayer, huh? How about if you do it all the time? I get 1 day a year to say grace, but no. You had to bring your big hat. You had to bring your big hat.
Just staring at the hat the whole time. Not
You know
looking him
Mom's
in the eye.
got the new chandelier. You had to bring your big hat. I'm Pope. Gotta remember, everybody. I'm the Pope.
Oh, this is going to be fun. We got to do a lot of Pope stuff. We got to do a lot of Pope stuff. You're very good at the Chicago
look,
thing.
It's an email from management.
There
Look,
you
let me
go.
open this.
Hold on here. All right. Very last question here. Is life going to be totally different? Yes, obviously. The answer to this is yes.
I'm getting
In
better
a sense,
tickets.
it's also sad because I think his life as he knew it, or as we all knew it, is gone. I mean, he was coming home in August. He was coming home in August for 3 weeks vacation.
He said this is sad? He said this is sad?
When was this interview recorded? After?
Yesterday.
Oh, okay.
I always put him up on the roof because I can't reach the branches. That isn't going to happen anymore.
Not for the Pope. Oh my gosh, so funny. All right, we didn't even have a chance to play the video that I've been pumping.
I know.
We're
Can
going to
we
do it next.
Okay,
Absolutely.
good.
I can't wait.
Yeah. Let me just give you a hint. Something unbelievable was happening on the roof of the Sistine Chapel as we were all waiting for the white smoke to come out of that tiny little ugly chimney that you were talking about. That does look like it's off a barbecue or
Seriously,
something.
it's a trailer park chimney. I'm sorry, Your Holiness, but no.
Go on to youtube.com, search Jake and Spike Show. We're going to watch this live. It's nature, so you can't hate it, but it's kind of crazy that it happened. So I'm going to show this to you. And is this an omen? I don't know, but we'll watch it next. Stick around. We'll be right back.
The John Curley Show.
They call him Reggie Smiley Wilson. How many years did you drive a Metro bus?
36 years.
You were the guy that had a smile sign. When people came on, you say smile, you do jokes.
That bus is reality. And everybody needs to know that, hey, man, my reality is no different from yours because I got to eat, I got to sleep, and I got to work. And I think we all want to do it a better way.
Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube, weekdays 3 to 7, and download the KIRO Newsradio app.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s, and less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-917-4635, and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-917-4635. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-917-4635 now to secure your $10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-917-4635.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Granger. Granger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
Summer is on everyone's mind, and many of us ladies, well, you men too, would like to get rid of that extra stubborn fat and address those areas of loose skin like around the waistline, chin, and upper arms. Maybe you've tried the lasers, fat freezing methods, even those new pills, but without getting the results you were hoping for. Introducing ProSculpt, the new one-day instant permanent fat removal and skin tightening treatment. ProSculpt is minimally invasive, performed while you're fully awake, and it's gentle yet powerful. Designed to target the waistline, chin, neck, arms, and thighs, ProSculpt uses FDA-cleared plasma technology to deliver immediate and permanent fat-reducing and skin-tightening results, all in just one visit. Go to ProSculpt.com today to schedule your free consultation, and for a limited time, get $250 off. Feel confident this summer summer with instant, permanent fat reduction and skin tightening that works for women and men too. Prosculpt.com.
If you want a dream bathroom without a humongous price tag, now's the time to call Bathfitter Northwest. Ursula Roytine here. I picked Bathfitter because they are the original one-day bath remodeler. They're a local family-owned business that's been around for 40 years. They own every step in the process to make sure you get the best quality product and the best value. Right now, get 0% interest for 24 months, and for a limited time, they'll pay your sales tax. Why would you choose anyone else? Call Bathfitter today.
We live in one of the most beautiful places on Earth, and owning your own deck is a great way to enjoy it. But finding the right decking solution can be overwhelming. That's why all 9 of our Puget Sound locations offer decking showrooms so you can get your hands and toes on the more than 60 decking options we carry. So if you have any questions about building, maintaining, or repairing your deck, contact me personally. Mike Dunn at DunnLumber.com.
Trex decking products on sale now through May 31st at Dunn Lumber.
Amanda here for Care Partners Senior Living. Our communities offer safe living spaces with medical professionals on site and ready to help. With locations throughout Washington and Arizona, you'll find a Care Partners community near you. Learn more at carepartnersliving.com.
All right, welcome back to the show. This was amazing. I saw this this morning. Somebody recognized this. There was a live cam of the Sistine Chapel's roof and the smokestack, the temporary smokestack that looks like it's off of your Weber grill, sitting on top of the Sistine Chapel. They put this up every time there's a new pope in town, so they don't
during elections. Yeah.
During elections, so it's not like it's up there all the time. So it's, I mean, because it is really cheesy looking, which you have pointed out, Spike, and you're correct. So on the rooftop, I made a mention, and I mentioned during the show when we were watching it live one time. There's all these seagulls up there, particularly one seagull, like the same seagull. And there's literally hundreds of thousands of people on this YouTube live camera waiting for the white smoke.
Sure, yeah. Globally.
Yeah. Yeah, to say how many millions of others. So I'm going to play you guys a video. If you're on YouTube right now, you're going to enjoy this video with us. And Spike, you haven't seen this yet. And Nate, you haven't seen this yet. But this is great. You're going to like it.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
All right,
We're not.
this.
Oh, no. That.
Here we go.
We should have to describe this because
there's no audio.
There's no sound, right?
There's just that you'll eventually hear the sound as the white smoke comes out.
Okay,
of the crowd, but you're not going to. So Spike, you can describe what we're hearing here or seeing here.
There's a seagull.
Yes.
There's a seagull standing next to the white chimney.
Okay.
And let's play through.
Let's play the video.
Yeah, we're playing the video.
Seagull. What is he doing now, Spike?
Seagull's kind of picking at some growth, some algae growth, some moss.
He's regurgitating a dead rat onto the shingles, Spike, is what he's doing.
Is he really?
He is. He's regurgitating a dead rat onto the shingles, and he's now feeding
That's a seagull way of giving a gift.
He's feeding it to his baby chick, who's now swallowing the dead rat entire whole.
Oh, my God.
Isn't that unreal? What are the odds?
This is the world, as the world watches.
As the world watches. That's a dead rat.
And the producer in the booth is going, why are we, can we cut away? Can we cut away?
Do we have a different angle on the roof?
Any other shots we can go to? Can we go to archival footage? Anything.
Something
B-roll,
that's not
B-roll.
a dead rat. And again, they don't know. They don't know that there's a vote happening necessarily. They don't know that any smoke's going to come out. All they know is that that's a seagull spitting up a dead rat, feeding it to its baby bird. By the way, do you know seagulls nests on every continent in the world? You can find seagulls on any continent in the world.
Nuts.
Unbelievable.
That's why he's the best color man in people coverage right there, people. He knows it all.
There you go.
Brings us alive.
Beautiful bird, beautiful bird. And they're going to get frightened here in a second because obviously there's some big news that's coming. People are going to get very excited.
As he horks up a hedgehog.
I've been pooped on by a seagull before.
Have you really?
Yeah, boy, it stank, man.
Good luck, though. It's good luck.
Is that good luck?
Good luck.
Look at that cute little baby chick, though.
That's what we tell the kids.
Yeah, I'm
Cute
still
little
waiting
tiny
for the
baby
good
chick.
luck.
Filled up, happy little tummy with a dead rat.
Yeah, there's a proud mama.
That is a proud mama.
Her
And now here
well-fed
comes
little
the
baby.
smoke.
Yeah.
And we got a pope.
Seagull's
Seagull's like, what the heck?
Yeah.
She thinks it's for her.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. That's what any mother would do. It's just a rat. Come on. Didn't have to do anything.
Can you do a seagull voice for us, Spike?
No.
Come on.
Oh my gosh! I
You
don't know
know,
what
if they, white poop, new pope.
All right, that wasn't going to get you fired. All right,
Sorry.
let me play this other one. This is a mom. This is just fun hanging out with you guys. This is a mom. This is Louisa Melcher. She's on TikTok, and she claims that she actually used to date the Pope.
No, her mom claims she used to date
her mom.
Yeah.
I was going to say,
her
yeah.
mom's not posting on TikTok. This is the daughter.
I was going to say, because the Pope is what, 71?
69. Remember?
69 years
69.
old.
Because you
Okay.
guessed it was good, though. You said he looked about 72.
He said he looked 72.
Yep.
He looks 72, but he's actually 69, so he's a little older looking than his age, but he'll be fine. This is a woman who claims that her mom actually used to date the Pope. I don't know if they dated, but here's what she says happened between her mom and the Pope.
It's Bob Primos. It's literally Bob Primos. Yes. It's literally Bob. Mom's situationship is the Pope of the Catholic Church. Oh my God. My mom hooked up with the Pope.
Her mom, what's she saying? Her mom.
My mom's ex-situation. Situationship hooked up with the Pope.
So her
when she
mom-
was 19.
Yikes.
And you know it's funny because when you
Wait a minute, hooked up with the Pope?
That's what she's saying. Well, they dated.
Yeah, okay.
They dated.
Well, I don't know if you call that dating.
You know.
Depends on. Well, I don't know what the intentions were.
Well, when I hear hooked up,
Same thing. Same as me.
Successful dating.
I don't think his intentions were to marry her.
He's headed for second base. Holy cow, he's trying to stretch it in the third. Look at that kid go. Here's the play at the plate. It's going to be close. Hallelujah.
Score.
Wow. It's funny. When you brought this up, I'm like, how can we believe this? How can we believe that this person? But that kind
I'll
of
tell you
emotion,
what.
you can't fake that kind of emotion.
That feels pretty authentic to me.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
It's Bob Primos. It's Bob Primos. My mom's ex-husband.
Listen to this again. It's only 14 seconds. Do we believe her that her mom had... Well, how do you refer to that? Does she knows him carnally? Did you say that? You don't say that.
Biblically.
Biblically?
Biblically, I think
Does
so,
she
yeah.
know the Pope biblically?
It's Bob Primos. It's literally Bob Primos. Yes. It's literally Bob. Mom's situationship is the Pope of the Catholic Church. Oh my God.
Is the Pope of the Catholic Church? As if it's not a Pope of the
That's
makes
bragging
sense.
rights. at
None
the
of
dinner
that
table
makes
right there.
sense.
That's bragging rights. At their
AI.
Thanksgiving's going to be more fun than the Pope's brother's Thanksgiving.
Wild. All right, we got a lot of stuff coming up. We're going to talk to a bounty hunter live next because they're still trying to find that guy, that felon who escaped at SeaTac. Day 5, fugitive alert.
Yeah, it's time for us to get involved.
Let's get a bounty hunter on here. Let's solve this. Spike.
Is Spike the bounty hunter?
No, a real bounty hunter. Yeah. All right.
Now we have to qualify everything.
Stick around. We'll be right back.
Hi, it's John Curley. I've been a patient of Longevity Medical Clinic since 2009, and Longevity Medical Clinic has been helping people live longer, healthier lives for more than 25 years. You know what's amazing, doctor? The feelings that you have after just a couple of months. You sleep better. Your strength and vitality, it is evident that it works. It's really a mindset, though, Dr. Mixon, because a lot of people, this is what's supposed to happen.
Let us help you be stronger, faster, leaner, smarter, sexier, but most important, happier. I'm less impressed by how many years I might live, but how much I live during my years. The option is here. Nobody's going to make you go to longevity. But the opportunity is there, and all you have to do is take advantage of it. I don't know why anybody would not want to do what we do.
And that's where Longevity Medical Clinic comes in. So get your free health analysis. Go to longevitymedicalclinic.com. That's longevitymedicalclinic.com.
Get ready for Camping World's Red, White, and New Trade Event, May 15th through the 18th. Get the highest value for your RV guaranteed during the biggest RV trade event of the year. Shop the best RV deals in America with new RVs starting as low as $92 a month. Get ready for the holiday weekend with up to 45% off grills and 25% off product installation. Plus, we'll have free hats, free propane refills, free food, and fun for the whole family. Don't miss the incredible Red, White, and New Trade Event, May 15th through the 18th at your local Camping World.
See dealer for full details and disclaimers.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-838-6161. That's 800-838-6161. 800-838-6161.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Oh, you
gotta do is put a drink.
Eric Church is back and bringing his unforgettable live show to Seattle. Eric Church, Free the Machine Tour. With special guest, Charles Wesley Godwin. Climate Pledge Arena, Saturday, November 8th. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. His new album, Evangeline vs. the Machine, is out now. One epic night of music that you won't want to miss. Eric Church, Free the Machine Tour. Live at Climate Pledge Arena, Saturday, November 8th. Get tickets now. For more, visit ericchurch.com. Produced by Messina Touring Group.
My wife and I have been married for over 15 years, and I've never had any complaints about my performance in the bedroom. But after I turned 40, things started feeling different. I was gaining weight, losing muscle, and I just wasn't interested in sex anymore. My wife told me her friend's husband went through the same thing, and it turns out he had low testosterone. So we booked a free T-check at Revive Health, and that's when I learned that my testosterone levels were low too. We worked with a provider to create a custom treatment plan, and today, my wife and I are having more fun than we did on our honeymoon. My only regret is not reaching out sooner.
If you're ready to book your free T-check, visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com or call 206-529-1111. Again, that's 206-529-1111.
Active Liver is the easy way to get a daily detox to keep you healthy and feeling your best. Find Active Liver at your local CVS or online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Christopher Cruz. Air traffic controllers once again lost radar for 90 seconds at Newark Liberty Airport. It happened early this morning.
FedEx 1989, I hand you off here. Our scopes just went black again. If you care about this, contact your airline and try to get some pressure for them to fix this stuff.
The sound from ATC.net. CBS's Meg Oliver is there.
Most of the people I have talked to are facing a delay or cancellation. As you can imagine, hearing that the radar screens went dark for the second time, one woman told me that is absolutely terrifying.
Newark Mayor Ras Baraka has been arrested by ICE police. The U.S. attorney says Baraka ignored multiple orders to leave the ICE detention center in Newark. And the Department of Homeland Security is accusing two members of Congress, Robert Menendez Jr. and Bonnie Watson Coleman, of breaking into the detention center. It says they're now holed up in a guard shack along with multiple protesters. 3 more senior federal government officials have been shown the door.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says, yes, President Trump did remove the head of the Federal Emergency Management Agency.
This individual testified saying something that was contrary to what the president believes.
The president also removed the Librarian of Congress.
There were quite concerning things that she had done at the Library of Congress in the pursuit of DEI.
Leavitt also defended Trump's removal of the head of the Independent Consumer Product Safety Commission.
He has the right to fire people within the executive branch.
But Richard Trumka says he does not.
The president does not have the authority to remove me.
Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
Military libraries are being told to examine their books.
The Pentagon is ordering military leaders to pull and review all of their library books that address diversity, anti-racism, and gender issues. The memo orders the review by May 21st. It's the most extensive directive yet, as Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth seeks to remove diversity and equity programs and policies from the military. Wendy Gillette, CBS News.
We've learned that the new pope is of Louisiana Creole descent.
It's definitely going to invite a conversation about race and identity and the church.
Genealogist Alex DePaul Lee says now that Pope Leo's ancestry is known to the public, neither the Catholic Church nor the American public can ignore issues of race.
Having somebody with the magnitude of the Pope it's now going to challenge people's ideology of race.
Lee notes that the Pope's ancestry shows that the Louisiana Creole experience is the American experience in microcosm. That's because the Creole culture is itself a giant melting pot, with different ethnicities mixing to create that culture.
We know of the French, we know of the Spanish, we know of the Native American.
Ian Ozan for CBS News, New Orleans.
The Dow closed down slightly. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
An honor for a UW Husky softball player. That's one of the stories coming up at first from the Beacon Plumbing traffic desk. In Renton, a crash is blocking 2 lanes on northbound I-405 near Northeast 44th Street. You are backed up to I-90. Travel time Renton to Bellevue, 44 minutes, 15 longer than usual. And a couple of disabled vehicles on I-5 southbound in Seattle. One's at North 85th Street, the other one near Northeast 45th Street. Travel time ever to Seattle is now more than 40 minutes. Traffic brought to you by D.R. Horton. With over 20 Puget Sound communities, D.R. Horton has the right home for you. Learn more at drhorton.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Heather Bosch. An Everett man is hospitalized with burns after an apartment fire in the Pinehurst neighborhood this morning. The man tried to put the fire out himself, but it was too big. He did manage to save his dog before running outside, where firefighters found him. He sustained burns to his chest, arms, and face. The fire's cause is under investigation. An armed and dangerous man is on the run in Thurston County. More from KIRO 7 TV's Samantha Lomibao.
It's been an active search for 27-year-old Damian Madison after police say a pursuit from Grays Harbor to Thurston County turned violent on Thursday.
Began throwing things at our deputy and the K-9 unit, and then at one point in time began shooting at them with an AR-15.
Sheriff Derek Sanders says Madison fired at least 3 shots from a car before they say he was dropped off on Waldrick Road and then ran into the woods. The driver of his car was arrested.
State troopers say they arrested 2 brothers who led them on separate pursuits on I-90 near Preston this week.
Get out of the car! Get out of the car right now!
Troopers say when they tried to pull over a car for a traffic violation, the driver took off. As they pursued it, dash cam video shows a silver Infiniti getting between the vehicle and the patrol car. Troopers bumped that first car in a pit maneuver, but it keeps going, losing a tire.
It's spinning out. It's in the ditch. Go, go, go.
It stops, and troopers arrest the 21-year-old driver. Meantime, troopers spot the Infiniti, and when it stops, they arrest a passenger and the Infiniti driver, who turns out to be the 21-year-old's 18-year-old brother.
They're taking both into custody right now.
8-foot-tall digital billboards could be coming soon to Seattle. The city council's considering that, according to the Seattle Times. The goal would be to boost revenue and modernize the city's advertising landscape. Critics worry it could create distractions and be an eyesore. A big award for a University of Washington softball player. Alexis DeBoer has been named the Big Ten Conference Freshman of the Year.
She smacks that one into right field. See you later. Alexis DeBoer, 2-home-run day.
In 46 games this season, Alexis DeBoer hit .356 with 18 home runs. UW went 12-9 in Big Ten play this season to finish 7th in the conference standings. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly sunny skies today with highs around 70. It is 62 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio.
That is the theme song to The Fugitive from the 60s, Spike? 1960s?
Yeah, I'm going to say 66, 65, somewhere
66,
in there.
65.
I'll check. Let me look real quick.
It's all right. No,
Give
it
me the
fits
answer.
into the 60s.
I like looking. No, I hate wondering anything anymore.
Me too. I just wish there was some way to easily find information, but there's not.
Wish it was, I wish I knew where that guy was. Let's look it up.
Yeah, let's look up that guy.
The
guy that Spike's referring to is a wanted guy. Goes by the name of Cedric Stevenson. 5 days ago, while being transported through SeaTac, He escaped. There's video. You can watch him do it. They're standing at a ticketing agent. It appears as though he is being transported by a bounty hunter who's now bringing him back to Kentucky, where he's wanted on several warrants. Somebody turns his back, and the guy just takes off. And he runs, and he jumps onto a light rail train, and he makes his escape. We haven't seen him in almost a week now. And the audience knows this. Spike and I solve crimes. We solved the case of the 2 missing mini donkeys pretty quick.
Missing Liberty Bell,
which we found lickety-split.
Yep.
And now, no pun intended, and now we are very fortunate because we have Chuck Jordan, who is the president of the National Association of Fugitive Recovery Agents, joining us now. Chuck Jordan, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
So, Chuck, tell me a little bit about your business, and then we can ask you some questions about how you would go about searching for a wanted fugitive in our area.
Absolutely. Well, before I begin with that, I just wanted to clarify that Mr. Stevenson did not escape from bounty hunters. He escaped from a private prisoner transport company.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, that's my mistake.
Is the prisoner transport company the ones that located him in Seattle?
No. It's my understanding that he was wanted out of Kentucky on a warrant, and he was picked up in Seattle there on that warrant and extradited. Went through extradition proceedings, and they had Kentucky had contracted with the prisoner transport service to go and pick him up and bring him back to Kentucky.
Okay.
So, Mr. Jordan, how did you get into the business of
fugitive recovery?
Okay, so do we refer to you as a fugitive recovery expert or as a bounty hunter? Like, how does that work?
You know, these days it's pretty much interchangeable. I mean, technically speaking, we're bail bond fugitive recovery agents that we work as part of the commercial bail industry. And a bounty hunter, we also have an organization for that as well. And that's something that has nothing to do with the bail bond industry. It has more to do with, rewards for justice program and different things that aren't related to the commercial bail bond industry.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, how did you get into the business, and then we can take it from there?
Yeah, I initially started out doing process serving. I had taken an interest in skip tracing, and I was looking for a way into the business. And I started off initially serving court papers and doing works for attorneys, locating people that needed to be served. And I would also do filings down at the courthouse, at the court clerk's office. And down there, you'll also meet quite a few bail bondsmen because they're down there posting bail bonds. So, I had met some bondsmen, and one in particular had asked me if I had had any skip tracing experience, and I told him that I did. And he asked me if I'd be interested in working some bail bond cases for him. And that was, in the neighborhood of 25 years ago. It was a little bit less regulated back then. I didn't really have to do much other than he handed me the paperwork and I got to work on it.
What was what's the learning curve? Was you ever find yourself in some tricky situations locating people, or they're generally, they don't want to be located? So how does that work?
Exactly. I went and took some training. Back then it was the National Association of Bail Enforcement Agents, which is now the National Association of Fugitive Recovery Agents, has merged. But back then it was them. And I went and did some training to learn a little bit about defensive tactics, mechanics of arrest, obviously fugitive investigations, and learning from some people that had already been in the business for quite some time. And, it's the big part of it is humans are social creatures. So it's more along the lines of finding that Judas, somebody with the information that has an incentive, to give you that information in order to find somebody.
When you say incentive, what do you mean? Are you kind of walking around with cash, or how does that work?
Yeah, sometimes we hand out rewards. I mean, we work on a percentage of the bond. So depending on how big the bond is, depends on how much money we can actually pay our informants. And also we usually don't get paid anything until we make the apprehension. So we don't have a lot of upfront money to work with most of the time. So we do hand out a little bit of reward money or incentives that way. But most of the incentives that I'm talking about are people that just don't like that person.
Ex-girlfriends, ex-wives, ex-husbands.
Yeah, I'll give you a good example. I've only had a couple of, I've never had anybody escape from my custody, but I have had a couple of people that I was out to arrest that outran me initially. And one in particular case like that, the guy outran me, and I had already interviewed his girlfriend and given her my business card, and the landlord who lived in the same building gave her my card as well. So anyhow, this guy, I was doing surveillance, and he pulled up, got off of a bus. And I wasn't sure if it was him at first, and he made me before I made him, and he took off running. And he was like Mr. Stevenson. He was fast.
Wow.
So he outran me. And he would call and antagonize me because he got my phone number from his girlfriend. He would call and antagonize me about it. Which, you got to have a thick skin to be in this line of work. I don't take it personal. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have had the job to make money. But I told him, I said, the last time he had called me, I said, I only have to be lucky once. You have to be lucky every day. And he actually agreed with me on that. And as luck would have it, I found him the next day because apparently the girlfriend stiffed the landlord on the rent. And she called me up and snitched this guy out. So there was the incentive. If she didn't like the guy, he didn't like the girlfriend because they got stiffed on the rent. So her revenge was she called me and told me where to find this guy.
That's wild that he would antagonize you by calling you. It feels like obviously like quite a risky. Just like, did you ever see the movie Catch Me If You Can? Or DiCaprio's characters calling Tom Hanks. Did that like surprise you when you saw that in the movie? You're like, wow, I've experienced this. I've lived through this.
Yeah. I mean, it's happened a handful of times. It's not really a common thing, but you do get some characters out there that you're dealing with.
I almost could have gone down the road to being. You may not know this, Spike,
I do. You were working for the private detective, right?
When I was. Because I think one of the things that works out is like if you look like an everyman, like Dog the Bounty Hunter is probably the most famous bounty hunter that people can think of outside of maybe like Boba Fett, but he's fictional. But you want to kind of blend in. Dog the Bounty Hunter doesn't blend in. He's not trying to blend in. But I was hired when I was 18 years old, by a private eye who used to pay me money. Is our guest still on, Laura? Oh, yeah. There he is. Who used to pay me money to follow people around. And that was my way into that industry, was like he would give me a location. I would go to that location and I would just like take pictures of these people on their outings because they were doing whatever he was being hired to follow them for. I don't know. I wasn't privy to that information. But I don't imagine that's kind of a little bit like bounty hunting, just like a very low level.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be able to blend into whatever environment you're going to be in. And sometimes you have to get creative. Sometimes there's certain areas or neighborhoods where I would stick out like a sore thumb and people would immediately think, oh, that's a cop or something. But there's ways around that. There's times I would wear like a utility worker's vest and a helmet. I'd have a clipboard with a little letterhead that says Utility Maintenance Company. And if anybody would come up and ask me, I'd be hanging around a telephone pole near the Fugitive's last known residence.
Wow.
I'm doing a structural integrity check on this telephone pole. They're going to have to take it down. To come down. I'd just be out there, and I'll tell you, with the vest on and the helmet and the clipboard, I just blended in like you wouldn't believe. There was one time we were doing that, and we caught the guy. It was a few of us. We had a team out there that were all dressed the same, like utility workers. And we finally
one was dressed as a cop, one is an Indian. I'm just kidding.
And as we grabbed this guy and cuffed him, and he was fighting us a little bit. We had him on the ground, cuffed him, and tossed him in the vehicle. And as we're driving down the road, all these neighbors that have been talking to us, thinking we're utility workers, are looking at us in shock. So I yelled out the window. I said, "You see what happens when you don't pay your light bill?"
We're talking to Chuck Jordan. He's the president of the National Association of Fugitive Recovery Agents. Chuck, I notice, I'm no detective, but I notice you're standing, it looks like in the feed we're looking at, you're standing in front of a safe. It's probably a gun safe.
Correct.
I was going to ask, I'm good at this. You're probably licensed to carry a firearm. Is it often come into play in your line of work? Is it dangerous? Obviously, it's a dangerous job.
Absolutely. I know, like, some of the people that are on the TV shows and things like that. I know, like Dog the Bounty Hunter, he carries pepper spray or whatever. Which I don't know. I think the gun culture is much different in Hawaii, where he was operating out of. I think that it's very difficult for people to get permits to carry, and there's not as much. I'm sure there's guns there, but not nearly as much as there are in other places. But for the most part, your fugitive recovery agent, bounty hunter, whatever term you prefer to use, is going to be armed because of the element of people that we deal with. And that's not to say that we're going to use it to affect the apprehension. That's our life insurance. We want to go home at the end of the day after we're working a case. That's to protect us. That's not to go out and do anybody harm. That's for our own self-defense.
Sure. That makes sense. All right. So have you read anything on the case that we're dealing with here right now in Seattle? Have you looked into this case of Mr. Stevenson escaping?
I did. I saw the video. I read a little news report about it.
How would you go about hunting this guy down if you were here in Seattle?
Well, the first thing I would do is I'd be looking for jail records to see, was anybody coming to visit him? Who was he contacting on the telephone? To find out, who his circle is, who he's in contact with. Because when you're a fugitive, especially when you run away from the airport still handcuffed, you need help. So he needs help in order to stay free, in order to evade capture. So I'd be looking for the people that he would reach out to for help, and that's where I would start. Excuse me.
I have, obviously we're doing kind of a thing where we just check in on it every day because we're on day 5 now. And anytime I see anything on TV, it's always like, oh, the first 48 or whatever the number is. You got to get somebody, because otherwise they're in the wind and they're gone. How much harder does it get to find someone than when they've been gone for 5 days like this?
Yeah, it does get exponentially more difficult. I mean, obviously, when he was in handcuffs, running around wherever he was near the airport, it would have been a little bit easier to have located him, being in that situation. But once he was able to get somewhere and get some help and get the cuffs off and maybe change clothes, it does become more difficult. But time is still on our side because, like I said, people are social creatures. They're going to reach out to people that they know. They're going to return to old habits eventually, old places eventually. And eventually someone is going to give them up. There's always going to be that person out there that, whether it be a financial incentive or some sort of vendetta, they're going to give them up.
Do you think that he's getting help from somebody just based on the fact that he's been able to elude detectives and everybody?
Yeah, I absolutely do think he's getting help from someone because I don't think he got those handcuffs off on his own. He needed some help with that. He needed some tools.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think he probably would have changed his what's going through his mind right now? I mean, you have to get into a mind of these people when you're hunting them down. Like, what is he doing right now?
You do. I mean, he's running on adrenaline. I mean, obviously, when he escaped, I mean, it's you can never underestimate people's desire to be free. It's like the most valuable thing you have is your freedom. So, the guy's been running on adrenaline from the moment he made the decision to go for it. So, and he's still running on adrenaline to some extent, and he's in survival mode right now. So I imagine he's keeping his head down. He's found someone that's willing to shelter him, and he's trying to keep a low profile for the time being.
Fascinating. You think that's more likely than him fleeing the area? Is just to lay low and let the smoke let it die down?
Well, that's all circumstantial. It depends on who he has helping him and what their resources are. If that resource is available to him for him to get out of the area and go somewhere else, I'm sure that's what he's done.
Yeah, if his friend has a private jet.
Or a car. I mean,
or a car.
Or take me to Idaho. Take me to Montana.
Yeah, you get on a boat, you're in Canada in 20 minutes here. All right, well, that is Chuck Jordan, president of the National Association of Fugitive Recovery Agents. We really appreciate your insight and making the time.
Thank you for having me. Take care.
Absolutely.
Be safe in your job, yeah.
Yeah, stay safe out there. Thank you very much.
Wow.
How fascinating is that?
It's something very romantic about this man's lifestyle and occupation that he chose, right?
But
he's part detective. He's part U.S. Marshal. And,
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
He's in the law enforcement industry. He's on the
edge of it.
He's on the edge of it, on the periphery,
the dark edge,
like I was,
right
on the edge.
Could you have gone down that life or gone down that road for a lifestyle?
Honestly, I think I could have until I had a family. And I know that bounty hunters have families. Yeah. I know that they have wives and kids.
Well, like Chuck Jordan said, he has to carry a gun. That's his insurance policy. He wants to go home at the end of the day.
There is
pick a lifestyle that gives you that kind of constant danger.
Yeah, I think there's a point of diminishing returns. At least there was for me. That's why I got out of it.
Yeah.
I was young. Obviously, I had other things. I was going to go and off to college and finish college and stuff. But I did get kind of scared when I was doing the job. It's a weird job.
Yeah.
It's really weird. I mean, you're walking around.
Lurk in the shadows, right?
You're just following people. Just taking pictures of strangers is a very weird thing. I don't recommend it unless you're being paid for it.
Right.
But it was. I would, my job was to go around. I would get it. I told you guys this once, but I would get a manila envelope. It's all very cagey, spy sounding, but this is what the guy did. I worked for a really old school guy who himself ended up being a very interesting past guy. I told you that story.
Yeah, the office in Pioneer Square, right?
Yeah,
them big half circle windows.
And he ended up being a former mob guy who was he'd been relocated, the first relocated guy. Anyway, but he handed me an envelope. I go to an area and I have an address. I have the person's name. I have a picture of what they look like, and then I wait for them. And this is in the early 2000s before we had a ton of internet stuff. So then I'm just there with a disposable camera following them into the stores that they're going in, anybody that they're meeting with for a period of such and such a time. Usually it was 4-hour chunks.
Wow.
And it got scary. It got really weird. He'd follow people in the areas where he'd be like, I don't know, I'm going to like draw a lot of attention, taking pictures of people.
And you're trying to get paid, so you got a job to do. You got to go into these places.
Yeah.
You got to take these pictures.
I want to get my $50.
Right. Well, no, it's to a young guy in his, starting out his
like
life.
early
that matters.
2000s when I'm 18, $50 was like, that's good for. Now, I didn't really do the math in my head. I'm like, all right, $50 spread out over 4 hours and commuting down there and then gas following these people around.
You want to grab lunch?
Then the lunch I'm going to have to try to get at some point.
For lunch, right?
No, I was losing money on the deal, but it was fun.
And the whole time your life was in jeopardy.
Yeah, until it got scary. And the guy who hired me, he couldn't do it because he had a very suspicious injury on his leg.
Really?
Very suspicious. Yeah, it was a weird time in life, but a lot of fun. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Next, we have, this was wild. There was a guest on a Fox News show was this overnight? This was just yesterday, I believe. They're talking, and in the middle of a sentence, she passes out.
I've heard about this, but you asked me not to watch it, so I'm not watching it.
I'm going to play you the video next. You can watch it.
Live.
You can see it live. If you're not watching the video live, that's fine. It's great audio, so you're going to hear it, and then we'll talk about it. But if you do get a chance, go to youtube.com, type in Jake and Spike in the search bar, and then you can join us and watch this. Watch his reaction, though, the anchor's reaction when we come back.
Okay.
Worst part of the video.
Hers gets old.
Well, hers is she passes out. Yeah. You're like, all right, that's
seen it a
boring.
million times.
I've seen a lot of people pass out. But his reaction is, well, I don't know what your reaction would be, but it probably wouldn't be his. So we will play that for you next. Stick around. We'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
I always say, know where your food comes from. And for the best tasting food, choose locally fresh. Hartley here from Wilcox Family Farms. When you choose food from local family farmers like Wilcox, you support the local economy with jobs and promote environmental sustainability. Wilcox is committed to organic, humane practices that keep our hens healthy and help preserve the land. So, our family can keep on producing great eggs for another 100 years. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
If you want a dream bathroom without a humongous price tag, now's the time to call Bathfitter Northwest. Ursula Roytine here. I picked Bathfitter because they are the original one-day bath remodeler. They're a local family-owned business that's been around for 40 years. They own every step in the process to make sure you get the best quality product and the best value. Right now, get 0% interest for 24 months, and for a limited time, they'll pay your sales tax. Why would you choose anyone else? Call Bathfitter today.
What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business calm at ooma.com/radio.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Do you need glasses or contacts and you're now at the age where you also need readers? K2 Vision RLE is the permanent solution to eliminate the need for all those. Hey, it's Doctors King and Kopstein from K2 Vision. Andy, for those nearing age 50 or so, refractive lens exchange can be a great alternative to LASIK.
That's right, Joe. K2 Vision RLE is a terrific, permanent solution for a lifetime of great vision. The older we get, we experience the dysfunction of our natural lens, which affects both distance vision and requires the use of reading glasses. Plus, after K2 Vision RLE, you will never develop a cataract.
And like LASIK, K2 Vision RLE is quick and painless. The question is, which procedure is right for you?
After replacing more than 100,000 failing lenses, we have the experience to tell you if it's your right time for RLE.
Schedule your free Zoom consultation with us about K2 Vision RLE to get your eyes seeing young again, permanently.
Go to k2visionrle.com. k2visionrle.com.
If you need to hire, it seems like the whole process can be exhausting. You search resumes, wait for the right candidates to apply, set up initial interviews. It's a lot of time and work. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates for your job the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro is super easy to use. You simply pick a time, and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you can choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day. Best of all, you save time and energy.
Try Zip Intro for free right now at this exclusive web address, ziprecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro. Post jobs today, talk to qualified candidates tomorrow. Once again, go to ziprecruiter.com/free to try it for free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free.
Here in the Pacific Northwest, windows can be one of the best investments you can make to add value to your home. At Dunn Lumber, we have designated Milgard window specialists who have been trained by Milgard to best serve your needs. If you need help finding the right windows for your home, come by one of our 4 Dunn Lumber window showrooms. Or reach out to me personally, Mike Dunn at DunnLumber.com.
Dunn Lumber, building success together.
I'm Macy House with Baird Global Investment Banking. In today's markets, global financial capabilities aren't worth much without personal attention to your priorities. Baird Banking, Research, and Private Equity professionals are located across 3 continents, sharing more than investment expertise. As employee owners of our firm, we all have a personal stake in your success, here in the Pacific Northwest and around the world. Discover the Baird difference. Visit rwbaird.com/Seattle.
I've always been an athletic guy, but after turning 40, I noticed I was slowing down. I booked a free testosterone check with Revive Health and learned that low T doesn't just impact my performance in the bedroom. I've been following a custom treatment plan ever since, and today I'm feeling stronger and more confident than ever.
If you're ready to book your free T-check, text BOOST to 65555 or visit ReviveMensHealth.com to schedule your appointment. Message and data rates may apply. Message frequency varies. Text help for help. Text stop to cancel. See privacy policy at ReviveMensHealth.com/privacy policy. For info on how opt-in info will be used and terms and conditions at ReviveMensHealth.com/terms of use for terms of short code service.
At Kia of Everett, we make the process of buying your new Kia as exciting as driving it home. The best drive you'll ever take is to Kia of Everett. Simple, easy, fun.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. Washington U.S. Senator Patty Murray is marking Mother's Day weekend by highlighting baby products made in China. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports it's part of her ongoing campaign against tariffs.
Strollers, high chairs, car seats, cribs, and kids' clothing made in China all now face 145% tariffs, with the added costs forwarded onto moms and families at an estimated extra cost of, Senator Murray says, $4,000 a year. Murray made her plea to the Trump administration at Westside Baby, a nonprofit in Seattle that provides essential items to families throughout King County. She was also joined by King County Executive Shannon Braddock and others representing organizations and small businesses, all of them moms, just days before Mother's Day. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Well, President Trump suggesting now he is open to cutting tariffs on Chinese imports. On social media, he writes an 80% tariff seems right. That would be a steep drop from that 145% levy. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says any change depends on how trade talks unfold this weekend.
The president still remains with his position that he is not going to unilaterally bring down tariffs on China. We need to see concessions from them as well.
The U.S. and Chinese negotiators are holding talks in Switzerland. Out of the closing bell report, and because of the ongoing trade war between the U.S. and Canada, fewer Canadians are expected to travel south for the Mariners Blue Jays series this weekend. Now, more than 40 Seattle businesses are offering Canadians who show their ID or end their sentence with the word A 30% discounts. Chef Ethan Stoll.
It's really just about extending an olive branch, and we love the fact that we're neighbors, and we're not going to get into politics about it.
All right, now border crossings are down more than 50% compared to last year. Seattle-based Alaska Airlines prepares to take off to Europe, direct from SeaTac Airport. CEO did not mention specific destinations, but he tells the Seattle Times nonstop flights from SEA to Europe will start in 2026. At the close on Wall Street, Dow down 119, S&P off 4, NASDAQ virtually unchanged, up just a fraction. Now to the Beacon Plumbing traffic desk, and we got a big backup on northbound 405. This is just south of 44th Street in Renton. Right now, the HOV lane blocked for a crash. Traffic backed up about 5 miles down to the 167 interchange. Also backed up pretty much right to the I-5 interchange in Tukwila. Looking at about a 35-minute drive now from Renton to Bellevue. Bellevue to Renton, about 30 minutes. That is just volume and your typical construction zone there slowing you down. Linwood to Seattle approaching 50 minutes. That's just volume as well. Right now, Tacoma to Olympia approaching 45 minutes with those backups right around JBLM, typical for this time of day. The lake bridges are in good shape, and the drive up north into Everett also looking good right now. Still seeing some of those SR-18 backups approaching I-90 due to ongoing road work there. For all of your heating, electrical, septic, and mechanical needs, stop freaking and call Beacon. Weather now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Nice day today, just some high clouds, dry with highs right around 70. Come tomorrow, a bit of a cool down, but still dry, and then low 60s and some scattered showers on Mother's Day Sunday. Right now, 66 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. Get yourself on over to YouTube Live if you're missing Spike's impressions of the Pope's jealous brother. You know what's great, too? I have done the math now.
Yes, sir.
71 is older than 69.
Oh,
and
good work.
And the Pope's brother is older than he is.
This is his older brother.
So it's his younger brother. We all know how younger brothers are.
Right. No, Pope's the younger brother?
The Pope is the younger brother.
Oh.
So the Pope, who has been from Chicago, his younger brother is also, and still in Chicago. Sorry, the Pope's older brother is still in Chicago.
Right. Being
and the Pope's older
overshadowed.
brother was a school principal at a Catholic school.
Yeah.
And now the Pope.
That's quite something. Mom's proud.
It is quite something. The Pope has now outdone that, though.
Yes.
The Pope has now outdone that. Spike did an impression earlier. I swear to you, I almost couldn't even hold it together on the air. It was so funny. I think we should check back in with the Pope's jealous older brother a little later.
Yeah. We'll call him up.
We'll call him up.
He answers phone now. Pope's brother.
Yeah.
I got to answer the phone like this. All my life, I'm John. Good enough. But now, hi, Pope's brother. Kids in the hallway. Hi, Mr. Pope's brother. That's really great. Nothing says accomplishment like being called Mr. Pope's brother.
I'm never gonna get tired of that. That's the best. I'm just honestly, you could do that. You could do that all day, and I will just laugh all day.
Now
It's
here's the
best.
Pope's brother with sports. Great.
Oh, great.
Super. How about those White Sox? Losers again.
I love how he's so petty. He's so petty, and his brother's the Pope. That's the best part.
If a fan's the Pope, you might get a little help from upstairs. I'm just saying.
Suddenly
I call and ask for box seats. Oh, I'm sorry, you're busy.
He switches
Healing
teams.
lepers and whatnot.
Because the Pope's a White Sox fan, right?
White Sox fan.
They're probably a White Sox family. Now this guy's a Cubs fan.
Not me, not anymore. Now go Cubbies now.
Go Cubs. Go Cubbies. All right, we're going to get more of the Pope's brother in a little bit, but I teased this video, so I have to play it.
Okay.
Fox News is interviewing a former Trump White House official. If you guys are on YouTube Live, you can watch this now. If you're not, don't worry about it. It's great audio. You can hear it. I'm going to play you this audio. They're talking about something. It doesn't even matter because what happens is the point of the video. So I'm going to play this for you now.
Okay.
She passes out, faints. I don't know what happens. She faints live on the air. And then watch this anchor's reaction. It's the funniest thing. And God bless her. I hope she's okay. We'll find out. But watch his reactions. The best. Here we go.
So this is what they have to do. They have to rewrite history because they had a failed campaign. They had a failed presidency. They put her as the border czar. She never went to the border. So this is about incompetency. It's not about ideology or it's not about.
You see how she's starting to like kind of lose focus a little bit?
Yeah.
Something's happening there.
Holy cow.
We're just going to get some help here for Cameron.
She just dropped like a sack of potatoes.
Let me come back to Lydia while we get some help for Cameron.
Look at this guy.
He's
just he literally, this anchor.
Moving on, here's the lottery numbers from this weekend.
She falls.
7, 19,
She
11.
falls right next to him, and he shuffles his papers like a good newsman.
And the Powerball number is 5.
Yeah, my goodness. He just does not know what to do.
Dude, how about helping him?
Unbelievable. All right, we got to go back to that, Laura. Sorry, I want to finish this. It's crazy.
Lydia, the President, we're going to go to a break right here. We'll be right back.
You think?
I think.
Heights doing women's sports. So.
She's just laying there on the ground next to him as he's giving this monologue, and he just. What would your reaction to that be? Let's say you and I are talking right here, and all of a sudden I just.
I'm going to the floor to help find out what my coworker is. Is she okay? Did she hit her head? Is she breathing? Do I need
in
to
this
perform?
situation, I said me. If I'm falling down,
sorry.
you have to keep calling me she.
Coming up next, we got a rat coat on meth.
Isn't?
Where's the humanity?
Where's the humanity?
Seriously,
Seriously.
Dude, I mean,
the guy.
Wow.
Your instinct should be, and you know what's unfortunate? It's like you don't know what you're going to do until it hits you in the face.
Right.
His instinct. He's to stare at the camera, and I don't know anything about the guy. I don't want to hold him too harshly, but it's a bad look. Like nobody would have been upset if he went like this and he like ducked down to like help her up and pick her up and like,
you yell, "Go to break! Go to break!" I mean, you don't try to carry on. Coming up next,
I think the audience is going to understand.
Mother's Day, the price of flowers.
Did we tell you what happened on the Vatican roof?
Oh my gosh!
It's a dead rat and a seagull. Crazy, isn't that nuts?
In a moment like that, your true colors they shine through. Right, and I'm being mean to this guy, but he's
it's a very bad. He's in a very tough bad showing.
Right, what's a tough spot to be in? Are you professional? Do you maintain?
Well, he's on national
decorum?
TV.
Yeah,
but this is a person who's passed out at his feet.
Right.
Now we can't see. Maybe there is a producer that has like shimmied over on hands and
low
knees
camera shot
and is already helping her.
Performing
There's nothing
CPR on her. You never know.
You don't know. I would like to think that if I passed out, you'd be right there. You'd be helping me up.
Yeah, yes, I would. I would stop. Laura taking
and
over.
I would shuffle the papers.
Laura would shuffle the papers.
Okay, what's up next?
Because here's my opportunity.
Stay down. Stay down.
Camera three.
Wasn't that the Anchorman? Wasn't that when Veronica Corningstone took over and just?
Well, he was just late. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm thinking of Drop. Do you remember Drop Dead Gorgeous? Where Kirsten Dunst's character wanted to be a reporter, and the reporter gets shot by a bellman in the tower. She grabs.
I do remember that.
Grabs the microphone and takes over the live feed.
When your opportunity,
I'm like kicking you under the table.
This happened to me at work. Did I ever tell you about this?
You passed out?
No, but I was in a meeting with somebody who passed out at work.
You're kidding me.
I'm not joking.
Was it the bounty hunter job?
I can't tell you what job it was.
It wasn't he? Oh, you can't tell me.
I can't tell you. I can tell you what happened in the meeting.
Was it Sully?
It was not Sully.
Okay.
It was not Sully.
How do I go right to him?
But I can tell you that I was sitting across the desk from this person, and we were in a meeting, and they started sweating. Like unnaturally sweating.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And I did not know what was going on. I was in the meeting with another person. It was two of us on one side of the desk and then this guy on the other side of the desk. And he goes. Did you
ask him to list the 5 things he did this week?
What am I going to quiz him? He's passing out.
No, I meant what caused him to pass out. I'm trying to figure out what caused him to have this episode.
I thought you meant in the moment.
Yeah.
No, I didn't ask him that. No. But I just was like, you are caught off guard.
Yeah, of course.
It's a very surprising thing.
No one
when
should be prepared for somebody
passes.
Yeah.
But my response was I didn't know what to do, and so the person that I was with attended to that person, and we both had the correct reaction, which is like, whoa, are you okay? Are you okay?
Right.
Help them down onto the ground, lay down. You do that thing where you like push their feet up so you get the blood flow. I don't know if that's a real thing, and that's a joke. That's a bad joke. We didn't do that. But it was very. So I ran out. I run out of the guy's office, and I'm like, hey, does anybody know CPR? Because I didn't.
Right.
I didn't know at the time. I know it now.
How old were you? May I ask? Is that going to give away where you work?
No, that's fine. I was. Let's see. I was in my early 20s.
Okay.
Yeah,
And,
early 20s.
and the gentleman at the Fox News desk, a fill-in host, Jonathan Hunt.
He looks like he's 43.
40-some, 50, right?
45.
Somewhere in that ballpark, yeah.
Yeah.
We can never tell with TV, hair and makeup. That guy
Can't
could
tell.
be 95.
TV adds
he could be
10 years.
Emperor
You don't know.
Palpatine and still
Yeah.
look that good on Fox, you know?
Oh, yeah. No, I guess he could.
Yeah, you know.
He looks all right. He's
Yeah.
British. He's clearly
Well,
British.
he wasn't in the
You
first
can
week
tell.
of broadcast.
Tell by the
Right?
accent. But I ran out. I run out of the office. I start not screaming because that would be.
No, but you yell.
I yell.
You announce what's going
in
on.
a manly timbre. I said, "Does anybody know 911?" And I sounded
CPR. Who knows CPR?
No, I guess I knew 911. I don't need anybody to tell me that. Does anybody know CPR? And
does anybody know the number to 911?
What's the number to 911? The guy was fine. Low blood sugar.
Oh, okay. That's
Yep.
often. I wonder if that was the case for our intrepid Fox,
She's
commentator.
fine. She's fine apparently.
Cameron Kinsley.
Yep.
So, is there any follow up to this? Do we know?
The update was that she was heading to get checked out, and they assumed she was going to be fine. Yeah. People do strange things when they're on TV. It happens, or in an office. You just never know when someone's going to pass out. It happens.
Yeah.
From time to time. You gotta make sure you eat your. You gotta have your protein. You gotta have your sugars up. It's not always.
He looks down. I'm watching the TV and he just looks down like
Yeah, it's wild. It's pretty
And
wild.
he was going to throw to the remote guest.
I know he was.
He's going to throw the remote. Let's go to Allison,
Yeah.
who's still. Allison, I've gotten from production. She's still in her chair. Let's go to her.
Is there anybody else we can go to? All right, we got a lot more coming up. What is this story about buses, drugs on buses? Oh, I hate to hear it. You know how much I love public transit.
Yeah.
No, obviously I'm making a joke.
That's the question. Do you feel safe?
No,
Do
of
you
course
feel
not.
comfortable?
That's why I don't take public transit.
I told you my recent experience. I had a wonderful experience, which would lead me to be ready to go again.
Not after you hear this next story.
Okay.
I'm going to tell it to you. Stick around. We'll be right back.
The closing bell is brought to you by Legacy Group Capital Common Sense Lending.
The John Curley Show.
They call him Reggie Smiley Wilson. How many years did you drive a Metro bus?
36 years.
You were the guy that had a smile sign. When people came on, you say smile, you do jokes.
That bus is reality. And everybody needs to know that, hey, man, my reality is no different from yours because I got to eat, I got to sleep, and I got to work. And I think we all want to do it a better way.
Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube, weekdays 3 to 7, and download the KIRO Newsradio app.
Hey folks, John Curley here. One of the best home comfort inventions of recent time, mini split systems. Now you can enjoy efficient heating and cooling while saving energy and reducing utility bills with personalized room comfort. Call my friends at Home Comfort Alliance for a free consultation, and for a limited time, get 18 months same as cash financing on all qualified systems. For all your heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs, call the comfort people. Home Comfort Alliance. Visit homecomfortalliance.com.
It's Jim Singletary, Chief Roof Nerd at RoofSmart, here to tell you the right way to choose a roofer. And it's not by choosing the lowest bid. Just comparing numbers? Terrible idea. A low price doesn't tell you if the job will be done right, and it definitely doesn't tell you anything about the contractor. Instead, treat hiring a roofer like a job interview. Ask them, why did my old roof fail early? What's the right solution for me, and why? Have you been around for at least 10 years? A new roof is a huge investment, and the job shouldn't go to the lowest bidder. It should go to the most qualified. At RoofSmart, we've got over a decade of experience, a team of more than 50 full-time pros, and real answers, not just numbers. Plus, we're certified, insured, and properly licensed. We'd love to apply for your roofing job. Call 206-487-4877 or visit GetRoofSmart.com today. That's 206-487-4877 or online at GetRoofSmart.com.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Styling. Or possibility number 24, the latest software. Upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
And 6/22/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
Summer is on everyone's mind, and many of us ladies, well, you men too, would like to get rid of that extra stubborn fat and address those areas of loose skin like around the waistline, chin, and upper arms. Maybe you've tried the lasers, fat freezing methods, even those new pills, but without getting the results you were hoping for. Introducing ProSculpt, the new one-day instant permanent fat removal and skin tightening treatment. ProSculpt is minimally invasive, performed while you're fully awake, and it's gentle yet powerful. Designed to target the waistline, chin, neck, arms, and thighs, ProSculpt uses FDA-cleared plasma technology to deliver immediate and permanent fat-reducing and skin-tightening results, all in just one visit. Go to ProSculpt.com today to schedule your free consultation, and for a limited time, get $250 off. Feel confident this summer with instant, permanent fat reduction and skin tightening that works for women and men too. ProSculpt.com.
Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start looking and feeling your best with Hair Grow by New Nordic. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com, or at your local CVS.
Safety comes first. When money is tight, Buc-ee's has you covered with available financing. For oil changes, wiper blades, brakes, tire rotation, tune-ups, and factory maintenance, it's Buc-ee's Complete Auto. No appointment necessary and financing's available. Check Buc-ee's.com for the location near you.
Hey, it's John Curley for Closets by Design. Our closets were a mess, so I called Closets by Design. They came in and did exceptional work. Now, they're locally owned, and they've been operating for more than 2 decades. I love these guys. A family-run business with national backing, and they source almost all their products right here in Washington. Have Closets by Design come out and customize your closet. Right now, 40% off plus an additional 15% off with 18 months financing and free installation. 1-800-BY-DESIGN or closetsbydesign.com.
Welcome back to the show. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. You can text into the show, 888-973-5476. We read them all. We respond to as many of them as we can. Then we read a bunch of your text messages at 2:30 live, which is a lot of fun. We also post some of your comments from the YouTube page, which is a live, thriving community now. People making lifelong relationships there between each other, not just with us, which is really cool to see. So check that out. Go over to youtube.com and type in Jake and Spike in the search bar and take you to our live page, which is a lot of fun. Spike, you taking a lot of buses these days?
Pardon me, turn my mic on. I've only taken one in the last couple of years, and I had a wonderful experience.
Wonderful experience.
And it prompted me to want to do more riding of public transportation.
What would it be light rail for you, or would it be a bus?
It'd probably be light rail for me, because as we talked about earlier in the summer or the spring here, I'm going to try to be more physically active this summer.
Mm-hmm.
I got a nice bike at home, and the city was nice enough to build this light rail.
You have an electric bike.
So when I said it was a nice bike, it means I don't have to pedal it. That's the nicest kind of bike, right? But I can literally, the city's built this beautiful light rail all the way through my neighborhood and beyond. And here I am schlepping into town every day, burning gas, killing the planet.
You paid for it, might as well use it.
Yeah, but I use it when I can. I should probably try to leave it at home. And it wouldn't do me any harm to get out, even if I'm climbing stairs.
Couple pedals in.
Couple pedals in until I hit the throttle, whatever it is. But,
get your steps.
Yeah, but
as my mother would say.
I can't say I'd be on a metro bus very often, unless the situation arises like it did last time.
Apparently, earlier this month, King County Metro reported that drug incidents, which is nice, they say drug incidents on their buses dropped by 1/3 between 2023 and 2024. They're still waiting on 25 numbers. Obviously, we're not too far into the year, so they can't judge those numbers yet. They will eventually. But if you were to ask the transit union president of the bus drivers, the Amalgamated Transit Union, Local 587, Greg Woodfill, he would say that it's actually a little bit different. He says that if you did a quick poll and you actually asked the drivers, it's interesting because if you ask King County, they'll tell you, yeah, it's great. Tons of
King County Metro down a full third.
Down a full third.
Yeah, you bet.
Drugs are way down. People are loving those buses. But if you actually actual drivers, they tell you a different story. And they're like, no, that's not really the case. We're still seeing regular drug use daily. We're still seeing, especially in bad weather, people coming onto the bus to do their drugs or fentanyl on the bus, which again is really scary. If you're on the bus, if you're like a young person.
Yeah. You're a mom with kids.
You benefit from the fact that you're a hulking figure.
Yeah.
You're a big guy.
Right. I dress aggressively.
You dress aggressively.
Right. I do.
You can have I've seen your stare sometimes. You have an aggressive stare.
Menacing.
Menacing is a great way to describe it.
That's what I go for when I'm on public transportation. Menacing. Leave me alone.
Accomplished.
Right? Eye, kick one eye kind of off kilter a little bit there. It's troubling.
I wouldn't do drugs next to you.
No.
But people are doing drugs on buses. So what do you think about that? Like, how do you fix that problem?
Well, I first off, I asked King County Metro to tell me why you said it's down a full third when the union leader of the Metro, the Amalgamated Transit Union Local 587 says more than half their drivers are reporting seeing no difference at all, no decline at all. In fact, 16% say they see an increase in drug use on their bus. A third say they've seen a decrease. Is King County Metro basing their claim that drug use is down a third by just the 1/3 that's reporting? I'd want to know
how they're quantifying
how they come up with that number. Is that an accurate number? Can I trust that number? Can I trust King County Metro?
The thing that I do believe is that there's more drug use happening on buses than there should be.
So you think there's been a genuine increase? Then there should be.
Then there should be.
One guy doing,
which I believe is none.
Right.
You should have none drugs.
Absolutely true.
I come from a time where you should have none drugs on buses.
Absolutist in that regard. Yes.
And if you do, you kick that person off.
Yes.
I saw a video the other day. It was so refreshing. I should have posted this somewhere. You can follow me on X if you want to, at Jake Skorheim. Occasionally I'll post these videos that I see that I go, rah, 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 good for you.
What'd you say?
I saw a bus driver locally here, King County bus driver, this homeless guy who's clearly out of his mind.
Okay.
In front of the bus, stopping the entire bus from moving. I don't know if he's having an episode. I don't know if he's attacking. I've seen a few videos lately of people attacking buses.
Attacking buses, punching on windows, you bet, putting people's safety in jeopardy.
This bus driver, he gets up. He's got a menacing look like you.
Okay.
And he walks out. And he stomps off the bus. I wouldn't mess with this guy. He gets off he slams on the brakes. He gets off the bus. He walks around front. They must just be getting tired of this, these bus drivers.
Okay.
And so he picks the guy up. And and I wouldn't want to touch these people either.
Right. You never know.
He might have had gloves on. I don't know. Or he's just sick of it. He's just tired of it. And he grabs the guy and he lifts him over onto the sidewalk. He didn't throw him. He wasn't cruel or anything.
No, okay. He placed him on the sidewalk
But he got him out of the
traffic.
Yeah, he said, get out of here. And everyone on the bus is like, good for you, dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And these poor bus drivers, though, they're having to deal with these people all the time. And that's not fair for them because they're doing a job.
When I did notice when I was driving on the bus that I had a wonderful experience on. There was a homeless person. You could tell he had
knit you a sweater or something.
No,
Where's this bus you're riding on?
There was nobody using drugs. I guess maybe that was the low bar.
That's the wonderful experience.
I guess. Well,
nobody freebased in my face. This is the best ride of my life.
There was one guy on the bus who was clearly homeless, but he was behaved.
Sure.
He had shopping bags full of what looked like a life's worth of stuff he's lugging around.
Did he offer you anything?
He did not offer me a thing. The bus driver was completely encased in plastic, though. I mean, his driving cage,
plastic bubble,
right? You may say he was completely for safety's sake for bus drivers.
You got to be.
You got to put these guys in this protective cage to protect them from the people that ride the buses.
I'm okay with
the
that.
Ne'er-do-wells.
It's a sad reality.
It is a sad reality
that we have to lock our bus drivers away in plastic bubbles.
I can see why the head of the Amalgamated Metro Drivers Union.
That's Union Local 587.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
He says the Metro just don't care about the safety of its officers.
Well, I hope they start to care and get them more plastic bubbles. I think that's pretty cool technology. All right, we got a lot more coming up. We got Friday favorites. We got your text messages. We got your end of the show stuff. A lot of fun. One more hour. Stick around.
Mariners fans, it's time to bring the noise to T-Mobile Park. This lineup is loaded up and locked in. From every moonshot.
Now Raleigh obliterates this. How far? Way back there.
To every how in the world did he catch that moment?
Up play. Air
here as the squad shuts the door and lights the W.
Munoz looking for the final out. Here's the stretch, and that 2-2 on the way to Young. It is strike 3 called, and the ball game is over.
This is our house.
They're going crazy here at T-Mobile Park.
Mariners baseball. Try dance up.
Be here for this week's Mariners homestand. Cal Raleigh and the crew are taking on the Blue Jays tonight through Sunday. Then Aaron Judge and the Yankees are in town for a 3-game set Monday through Wednesday. Go to Mariners.com to get your tickets for these back-to-back AL East showdowns at T-Mobile Park.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Get ready for Camping World's Red, White, and New Trade event, May 15th through the 18th. Get the highest value for your RV guaranteed during the biggest RV trade event of the year. Shop the best RV deals in America with new RVs starting as low as $92 a month. Get ready for the holiday weekend with up to 45% off grills and 25% off product installation. Plus, we'll have free hats, free propane refills, free food, and fun for the whole family. Don't miss the incredible Red, White, and New Trade event, May 15th through the 18th at your local Camping World.
See dealer for full details and disclaimer.
She and Ursula, weekdays from 9 to noon on KIRO News Radio.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Worried about your battery and the heat? We get it. You don't want to get stranded somewhere with a car that feels like an oven. We've got you covered at AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination. Our free battery testing and charging service can help. And if you need a battery, we'll help you find a new one, no problem. Power through with free battery testing and charging at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Granger. Granger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Unleash your best self with an endless pool from Olympic Hot Tub, the best swim spa you can own. Now through May 15th, save up to $8,800 on an endless pool swim spa package. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
High schools committed to improving their students' health and performance are invited to apply for Nourishing Champions grants, up to $20,000 made possible by Champions of Change and Safeway. Visit championsofchangefoundation.org/Nourishing Champions.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Christopher Cruz in Washington. For the second time in a week, air traffic controllers directing planes into and out of Newark Liberty Airport lost radar contact for 90 seconds. CBS's Meg Oliver on what a controller told a pilot during this morning's outage.
A controller can be heard telling a private jet that after having a brief outage, that they were directing them to stay at or above 3,000 feet in case they lost contact during their descent.
There are widespread delays at the airport now, one of the country's busiest. Trade talks are scheduled this weekend in Switzerland between American and Chinese officials.
The talks began against the backdrop of President Trump's posting on Truth Social, where he floated cutting trade tariffs against China to 80%. But White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says that's just part of the equation. We need to see concessions from them as well. Presently, tariffs against China stand at 145%. But Leavitt says she expects there will be some movement. China needs the United States of America. They need our markets. They need our consumer base. These will be the first major talks between the world's two largest economies since the president's Liberation Day tariff announcement. Lindy Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
The day after the acting FEMA director was fired, his replacement is already making waves. David Richardson told staff today he will, quote, run right over anyone who resists changes, and all decisions must now go through him.
I don't need the full title.
All I need is the authority from the president to put me in here as some degree of acting, and I will make sure that his intent gets completed.
A prominent New Jersey mayor is in ICE custody.
ICE officers arrested Newark Mayor Ras Baraka, according to a City Hall spokesperson, accusing him of trespassing. It came as Representative Bonnie Watson Coleman and other elected officials paid a visit to Delaney Hall, an ICE prison that they say opened without permission in Newark, violating local ordinances. They said they wanted to see the conditions there. White House Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller says politicians need to cooperate with immigration enforcement.
Anyone who doesn't comply with the laws and dictates of this country will face the appropriate legal consequences.
Wendy Gillette, CBS News.
In a statement, Governor Phil Murphy said he's, quote, outraged by the unjust arrest and demanded Baraka be released immediately. A federal judge in Vermont today released a Turkish Tufts University doctoral student detained in a Louisiana immigration center more than 6 weeks after she was arrested. Rameza Ozturk was ordered freed pending a final decision on her claim that she's been illegally detained. This is CBS News.
A word from Progressive Insurance. Life can be hard, so Progressive can make bundling your home and auto easy. Hope that helps. Learn more at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
Coming up, Washington's latest lawsuits targeting the Trump administration. But first, we go to the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk, and not exactly Friday lights out there, but we have cleared the crash on northbound 405. This is just south of 44th Street in Renton. Still seeing some delays in that area. Heading southbound on 405 from Bellevue to Renton, that's about a 33-minute drive. That's just typical slowdowns for this time of day in that construction zone out there. Tacoma to Olympia, you are approaching 1 hour now, very thick through JBLM. Looking at about a 50-minute trip from Linwood to Seattle. 405 northbound, just north of 527, a collision blocking the left lane. Got about a 2-mile backup into Canyon Park. And those backups on SR 18 eastbound right at the Tiger Mountain Summit approaching I-90 due to ongoing road work. For all of your heating, electrical, septic, and mechanical needs, stop freaking. Call Beacon.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granello. Washington is now suing the Trump administration over an executive order that declares a national energy emergency. Attorney General Nick Brown.
When in fact, no such emergency exists.
Order allows environmental protections and reviews to be loosened. Casey Sixkiller is director of the State Department of Ecology.
Environmental regulations aren't red tape. They're guardrails that protect our air, water, land, and keep people safe.
14 other states have joined that lawsuit. Man accused of shooting at Thurston County Sheriff's deputies is still on the run today. They tried to pull over 27-year-old Damian Madison yesterday, but Sheriff Derek Sanders says the man started shooting an AR-15 and got away near the Chehalis Western Trail.
Has a history of stealing cars after fleeing from stolen cars, so there's a decent chance he's already stolen a car and left the area. He's also a prolific burglar, so there's a decent chance that he is in someone's shed, barn, house who maybe not occupied.
He tells KIRO 7 TV Madison is wanted on multiple felony warrants. You can see a picture of him on mynorthwest.com. The co-leader of a drug operation with ties to the Aryan prison gangs will spend more than 17 years behind bars. 32-year-old Bryson Gill was sentenced today in federal courts in Tacoma. Authorities say his operation sold fentanyl, meth, and heroin throughout the Puget Sound region. The owner of an Everett medical lab now faces healthcare fraud charges. KIRO News Radio's Frank Lindsay has details.
Federal prosecutors say Mohammed Asif owned American LabWorks and that he billed Medicare $8.7 million for COVID and other respiratory illness tests that were never legitimately ordered or performed. They say Medicare paid out more than $1 million to the lab. Asif faces healthcare fraud and conspiracy to commit healthcare fraud charges, crimes which can get a person up to 10 years in prison and a fine of up to $250,000. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
And your weather update now. It is brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. A nice afternoon today. Just some high clouds out there, but lots of sunshine. Temperatures in the upper 60s, could touch 70 in some spots. Low 60s tomorrow. Mother's Day, the highs right around 60 with just some light scattered showers. Right now looking at 66 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granello, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO Newsradio.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. One more hour. That's all you get of us. Soak it in. Soak us in for one more hour. Then you're going to have a great weekend. There's no better way, actually, to head into a beautiful weekend than to spend 1 hour with us right now. And then just get in. I assume everybody's workday ends at 3 like mine does.
Sure.
Right?
Your week is...
But if it doesn't, you should stick around and listen to John Curley. That's a plug for him.
That'll get it done for you. Yeah. That's a great way to wrap up your
That'll
week.
Get you there.
Yeah,
He'll get you there.
Yeah.
All right. A lot of stuff to get to. 2 o'clock, which means we get to do our Friday favorites. Mm-hmm. We do a lot of stuff on this show. A lot of stuff. So we're going to dive back in. Each of us has picked. Laura has picked. Spike has picked. I have picked. The favorite story that we had this week that we thought best encapsulates what this show does better than anybody else. We're going to bring that to you right now. Laura, what was your favorite story this week?
My favorite story this week has to go to the light rail wrap.
Oh, classic.
First of all, the woman rapping has the same name as me, so I feel some solidarity.
Her name's Laura?
Laura Kleiss is the founder and CEO of Intentionalist, and she did a rap advertising the light rail extension through Redmond.
Redmond is literally doubling their light rail stations. Yeah. They're going from 2 to 4.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct?
Yes, and it used to end right at the Microsoft campus, the technology stop, I think they called it, and it's going to go now into what is now the booming metropolis of downtown Redmond.
Which they used to call Deadmond.
Because nothing was going on.
Yeah, I mean, that's not even like a stupid joke.
And
they
the mayor of Redmond says that. There used to be one dead-looking strip mall down here, and now we've got this thriving.
I gotta say though, would you ever have described Redmond as Deadmond? It's a very nice,
I've never said it.
No, it's a very expensive, like plush area.
I went to some nice house parties there in high school. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's true. But downtown Redmond used to be not much there. It really wasn't. They had a nice little ski shop. They had a nice Mexican restaurant. And that
what do they got a ski shop for? Who's skiing in Redmond?
Oh, those people. Those are the ones can afford to go skiing.
Yeah,
anymore.
but go get your skis somewhere else. Why are you a ski shop in the middle of Redmond?
I remember we rented
nice little chalet.
We rented gear there for my kid one year.
Oh,
yeah,
Oh, we know a little something
got a little bump in the old pay scale there back in the early days of radio.
Decided to rent from a nicer place.
Decided to rent from a nicer place. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Should have just gone to Play It Against Sports and buy yourself some great equipment.
Not for my kid. I wanted the kid on the safety factor.
But you could own it, Spike. Own it.
Yeah,
for far less. It's last season. Pretty good.
I myself skated on used gear from Play It Against Sports.
Me too.
I did that. That's what I learned on.
They're not even an advertiser.
But you always want your kid to do better, right?
Yeah, of course.
So you get them nicer rental gear from a nicer neighborhood.
Do you always want your kid to have better stuff?
Right.
Sometimes you do want them to learn the hard way.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Anyway, we digress.
Yeah.
This lady put together a rap video. She thought this would attract people to downtown Redmond. So this older lady rapping. Is this the first time she's rapped?
Spring day to eat, drink, and shop. Link Line 2, checking out the new stops. We're on the east side, take the light rail extension. Explore small businesses, the local dimension. R to the E, D, M-O-N-D. Won't you spend like it matters with D? R to the E to the D, M-O-N-D. Experience Redmond and shop small with me.
I want to defend this.
Why?
That's why I brought it up.
Yeah,
good for you. Good.
And I waited to say I want to defend it until after we heard it because it does sound almost indefensible.
It's indefensible, but continue.
I think this is a little bit of an earworm. And as someone who lives on, would we call Seattle the West Side? I feel like it's just Seattle. Someone who doesn't live on the east side and has never lived on the east side.
The west side?
Yeah.
Keeping it real. Don't be flashing symbols.
West Seattle.
Represent.
We can't flash that. We can't
as
flash
someone
a W?
who lives in Seattle, I did not know until this week and this rap video that there was that much light rail activity going on the other side of the lake. I thought they were all waiting for us to build that light rail track across the water and that it was totally Deadmond over there. And now I'm educated. So I have to give my fellow Laura props.
Well, no,
as
I think
a rapper would say. I'm giving
that
her
is-
props.
That is very good.
That's
You are
what a
giving
rapper
her
would
props.
say, right?
You're propping her up.
You
Good
keep it
job.
on 100 over there.
You're doing what?
Keeping it 100.
Is that what rappers also say?
Telling the truth, yeah.
Spitting game.
Is that what it means?
Spitting game, yeah.
Giving them
We
100
should
is
stop
telling
while
the
we're
truth?
ahead.
100%, yeah.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Keeping it 100.
That's
See?
cool.
I
Giving
learned
it
that
100.
Hearing that from Laura.
I'm going to get you 100.
Yep.
A Benjamin, right? Like a Benjamin?
That's $1. That's a monetary. 100%.
That's a $100 bill.
100, yeah.
Benjamin.
Benjamin's on the $100 bill.
I would
That's
C note.
Benjamin.
A C note. I'm going to give her a C note. Can you play a little more of that earworm? Let's just let the audience hear it because they love it so much.
R to the E-D.
Whoa! Spike's got a $100 bill in his
Like it
pocket.
matters with D. R to
Jeez
the
Louise,
E,
payday much?
O-N-D. Experience Redmond and shop small with me. From Marymore Station to Redmond Town Center, support local shops as an intentional spender. Small businesses waiting the sets from the station. Experience Redmond, the perfect destination.
You know what would be really cool is if she could, I don't know if this is possible, but if she could reach out to Snoop Dogg's people and see if she can get like some sort of a collab. You guys ever heard that?
Sure.
Collab.
I
That's
was
another
thinking
rap
like
term.
a local rapper would be really fun. But that rap said another thing that I forgot that I also want to point out.
Please.
Can you imagine being able to go to a concert, an outdoor concert at Marymore,
Mm-hmm.
drink, and then just scooter the light rail home? That's amazing. Like that would change my summer. I hate sitting in traffic coming all the way back over the bridge after a Marymore show.
Yeah, maybe. But you'd have to live in Seattle to enjoy that.
Yeah,
Or
Kirkland.
Like
or,
I can't go to there from where I live. I'd have to take a car down to Linwood, then I'd have to start drinking heavily in Linwood, then I'd get on the train.
Hold on.
Are
Are you advocating for light rail expansion?
Heck no. No.
Careful, buddy.
Almost.
Because here's what would happen. If they expand it into my neighborhood, I'm going to be dead of old age before it arrives. It's ridiculous.
I love Laura bringing the story back to our attention because, and by the way, you can hear, we talked about this during the week, and you can always catch all the things that we do anytime on your schedule, on
Sure.
the podcast, or go to the YouTube channel and watch the entirety of the show in multimedia format. But something else she has included in the wrap was shopping with intention. Her whole mission is to shop small, shop local in this era of like big corporate destroying local entrepreneurs and local businesses. I love that someone is making it their cause to buy local, to shop with intention, to make sure that your retail dollars help support local businesses and a local economy.
Thank you,
Jeff
Spike.
Bezos has enough houses and boats and trains.
Which is very rap. Intentional rap.
Keeping it 100.
It is cringe. It is dorky.
No,
but
it's cringe
it
and
wouldn't
dorky.
have gone as viral as it did without those elements.
I think you're right.
And so I'm glad that she put herself out there.
Good job, Laura's. We like Laura's around here. All right, Spike, what was the audio that captured your heart this week?
I have to say, and we have so many great choices this week, but I have to say it would be the crowning of a new pope.
Yeah,
and
Very exciting.
the white smoke moment. I mean, not the seagull regurgitation, not the parenting seagull, which was hilarious.
When the seagull regurgitated a rat to feed its baby on the live cam.
That
wasn't your moment.
Let's reenact that. That wasn't good. No,
Yum, yums.
It was the crowd's reaction to white smoke.
Yeah.
Can you? And
I have that.
Okay.
I have that. The crowd goes wild. Let's see here. Here it is. Do you have it, Laura? Do you have it?
American Pope. That is just amazing.
The
Because
likelihood of that was near zero as far as everybody was concerned.
now,
to be fair, I mean, there was a good deal of chatter around Cardinal Prevost, now Papa Prevost.
Oh, this is fine.
All of this. But of course, you're right. For a long time, the idea was you can never have an American Pope because you can't have a superpower Pope.
Can't have a superpower pope.
Right.
But we know he's an American pope and he's from Chicago.
That's
and
right.
he went to Villanova. And we imagine that his older brother.
His older brother, 2 years older, 71.
Yep.
Right, and that'd be John. Brother John, the Pope's brother.
We have a little audio of John here, and then I'm going to let Spike dip back in because this is. I want you to just like a method actor. I want you to get back into the character of the Pope's brother.
Here we go, Pope's brother.
The Pope's brother is a guy named John. He is 71 years young. He himself is a former priest, not a former priest. He's a former head of a Catholic school principal.
Yeah, which is it's nothing to sneeze at.
Which before yesterday was probably
that used to make Mom proud.
Exactly.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Will he call his brother Pope? There we go. Will he call his brother Pope?
You still going to call him Rob, or you going to call him Pope Leo?
I don't think so. I won't call him Pope. I mean, maybe it's sarcastically, but not, hey, Pope, what are you doing? That almost sounds too sarcastic, you know? Hey, Pope, let's go have some gelato.
I like how you're taking this light.
If we don't, we have to laugh.
He doesn't seem super excited for his
Got
brother to
enough
be
people
Pope.
kissing his robe-covered tuchus. I ain't calling him Pope. He's going to be Bobby. Little Bobby to
Bob,
me.
Leo.
Booger-eating Bob, we called him when he was a young one.
John, what do you think your brother called himself Leo? What do you think about that?
I tell you what, if they'd have picked me, they wouldn't even have to change their name. Keep the monograms. John, Pope John.
Oh,
I'm
that's
John
nice.
already. I'm already got a papal name. But did that matter to them? Absolutely not.
But John, they didn't pick you. They
No,
picked
did
your
not
younger
pick me.
brother.
That's a path. They chose the Pope-less token. They said, I don't know. I'm just still bitter.
John, what do you think Thanksgiving's going to be like if your brother comes
We
back?
did that bit already.
Have
you got the audio of the crowd? That's what I wanted. Was that moment the crowd just reacted to because there's people they're in St. Peter's Square.
I think
right?
I do have this somewhere.
Yeah.
Where do I have this? I know I got a Pope sound.
I got a feeling. I got a feeling what Brother John was thinking.
All right, let me pull it up here. Let me pull the.
Because
Pope
we're
up
all
here.
watching.
Pope,
We're
Pope,
all
Pope,
watching
Pope,
the
Pope.
chimney cam. Did you see that seagull by the chimney cam? That was revolting.
I can't find the Pope. I can't find the Pope. I
imagine that when the smoke, the chimney
crowd goes wild. Here it is.
There you
They're
go.
watching They're watching the crowd. Tens of thousands of people in St. Petersburg Square, staring up at that tiny little chimney.
Right.
Should be off of a grill.
You'd think that the Catholic Church could afford a better-looking chimney. Maybe I'll put a word in with the guy. Now that I got the ear. Now I got the ear of the Pope.
And then the crowd's gonna go wild.
I guarantee you, please let it be the Filipino guy. Please let it be Lord, let it be the Filipino guy, please.
If you believe in my brother.
Don't let it be Bobby, please. We suffer enough at Thanksgiving dinner with this guy. He's already a cardinal. It's enough, right?
You know what's funny?
I love this Pope.
There's a lot of reasons God doesn't answer prayer sometimes, John. Sometimes He wants things to happen.
God gives you what you need, not what you want.
That's right.
Right? Did I want a Ford Fiesta? No, I did not. Did I pray for Lincoln Continental? Of course I did. But God told me you don't need a Lincoln Continental. The Ford Fiesta is much more practical. It'll look better in the parking lot at the Catholic school.
Your brother has a Pope mobile now, John. Can you believe that?
I will give the man credit. He got a Dodge Ram.
It is a Dodge Ram.
A Dodge Ram Pope mobile.
Pretty
That's
great.
good. That's power.
Really great. Really great. Good power there. American made. Just like the Pope.
What'd you pick?
All right. Here's my pick. I'm going to get you
we got a new Pope.
This was a ton of fun. I really love this. Have you guys seen the movie Taken? Liam Neeson. It's a classic. You all remember the movie.
Nope, haven't seen it.
Laura, have you seen Taken?
No.
No? Okay.
No, haven't seen it.
No,
You,
she
of
hasn't
all
seen
people, should watch it. It's a cautionary tale.
You absolutely should see Taken.
Right?
Yeah, it deals with girls your age.
Yeah.
And the things you need to be wary of when you travel internationally.
It's a cautionary tale.
It is, yes.
It is.
Yes.
Yeah. She's abducted and it's horrible, the trade they put her into. They get her addicted to drugs. Horrible thing.
No, spoiler it.
But Liam Neeson, he's got a particular set of skills.
He's
and
a
he
father.
goes and he's a father. And
A father does.
he does. And he finds this phone and he talks to the guy and he records it and that's the premise of the whole movie. It's fantastic. But if you're watching YouTube Live right now, somebody put together, and this is kind of genius, they made a song out of that famous speech, I will find you and kill you speech, which everybody knows who's seen the movie except Laura because she hasn't seen anything. But if you're on YouTube Live right now, type in Jake and Spike Show, and you can watch us live, and you can watch this. And I thought this video was fantastic. I want to share it with you right now. Here it is, Liam Neeson.
I don't know who you are, I don't know what you want. If you let my daughter go, that'll be the end of it. But if you don't, I will look for you.
Horrible.
I will find you and I will kill you. What I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I have acquired over a long career. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. I don't know who you are, I don't know what you want. If you let my daughter go, that'll be the end of it. But if you don't, I will look for you.
Horrible.
I will find you and I will kill you.
Oh my gosh, I love that video. It makes me so happy.
I don't know who you
All right,
are.
turn it off.
I don't know what you
Turn it off.
want.
Jeez Louise.
If you let my
please.
daughter go,
I can't shut it off. Why is it not playing?
It's you.
It's me. How do I turn it off? There it goes. It's great.
Try shooting the screen.
I love on the screen, though, it says screaming in B minor. When she's screaming. I don't know why that made me laugh so hard. That's great. I love that. And we have to do just an honorable mention. I'm just going to play it just for a half second because it was so much fun and I loved it and it was a good time. And earlier today, we played you a clip of a seagull on top of the roof of the Sistine Chapel. I'm not going to play you the video. But
Okay.
I have to give you the background here. There was a seagull, and it's very audio-centric, so I don't even need to play it for you. But there was a seagull regurgitating a rat to its baby chick before the Pope's white smoke came out of the chimney. And it's just one of those things that I don't know why it happened at that time. Some people believe in omens. I'm not a person who believes in things like that. But it was just circling around the internet like, wow, what are the odds that the seagull is regurgitating a baby or a rat to its baby? At the moment
of a new Pope's selection.
Unreal. Yeah. And also the fact that we have a live stream camp. Back in the day, you just got tens of thousands of people in St. Petersburg Square looking up. They would never have known. They can't see the top of the roof. They don't know what nature's doing up there.
No. Yeah.
But because we have this live cam footage, now we're
yeah.
watching this thing, it taints the moment a bit, I think. A dead rat.
Was that a predictor of Chicago energy? A seagull and a rat.
Like Pizza Rat from New York?
Could you have called it 30 seconds before? Yeah.
John would have.
I think it's an indication of a focus on feeding the hungry.
With a dead rat?
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Of care, of the nurturing care that is the religion, the Catholic
yeah, the Catholic
religion,
Church,
right?
yeah, absolutely.
Right?
No,
the least among us.
A big point. A big
like when
thing.
Jesus would regurgitate fish.
Sorry,
why'd I have to?
Not regurgitate.
Not regurgitate, but make many.
Feed the fish.
Feed
the fish. Yeah, it's a miracle. I don't know if I'd say that the bird regurgitating the rat was a miracle. It was nature.
It was nature.
I guess everything in nature is kind of a miracle. All right, this is and what very, very final clip I'm going to play. It's only 14 seconds long. This lady. When this claim came out, Spike, both you and I thought it was fake.
Yeah,
we both thought it was
absolutely.
fake.
Yep.
But after hearing it, and you can hear the authenticity in her voice, I think her mom actually did hook up with the Pope and has a famous story of hooking up with the Pope before he was the Pope, obviously. Listen to this.
It's Bob. It's Bob Primos. It's literally Bob Primos. Yes. It's literally Bob. Mom's situationship is the Pope of the Catholic Church. Oh my God. My mom hooked up with the Pope.
Wild.
My mom hooked up with the Pope.
I think it's real. There's no reason for me not to believe it's
real.
real.
No, it's too. Those emotions are too genuine.
Yeah. Unless her mom's just a liar. Told her a lie. I don't know. People lie about silly things. Sounds like a family legend for a long time.
Wow.
I mean, this young girl knew about it. But.
Well, Mom would have been bragging about hooking up with a cardinal, because the Pope Leo the 14th was once the John Cardinal.
Yeah, there's a ton of cardinals.
Yeah,
it's like 150 of them.
Pretty big deal though.
No, it is a big deal. Yeah, but he wasn't a cardinal at the time.
Oh, no, he was a young teenage boy in Chicago.
Young teenage boy, 19 years old, hiding from the light. All right, we got a lot more coming up. We got your text messages next. It's going to be a lot of fun. Stick around. We'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens.
White smoke above the Sistine Chapel.
History is happening.
Habemus Papam. We have a pope.
The first American pope to lead the Roman Catholic Church.
Local coverage of the biggest stories at home and around the world.
Cardinal Robert Prevost of Chicago. He is taking the name of Pope Leo XIV.
KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM, the KIRO News Radio app, and read the latest at mynorthwest.com.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out collection letters, garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it even harder to get out of debt. Don't let tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in taxpayer assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Let them fight on your behalf, helping to put your tax problems to rest. Call the tax professionals at Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular to get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Get ready for Camping World's Red, White, and New Trade event, May 15th through the 18th. Get the highest value for your RV guaranteed during the biggest RV trade event of the year. Shop the best RV deals in America with new RVs starting as low as $92 a month. Get ready for the holiday weekend with up to 45% off grills and 25% off product installation. Plus, we'll have free hats, free propane refills, free food, and fun for the whole family. Don't miss the incredible Red, White, and New Trade event, May 15th through the 18th at your local Camping World.
See dealer for full details and disclaimer.
Get ready for Camping World's Red, White, and New Trade event, May 15th through the 18th. Get the highest value for your RV guaranteed during the biggest RV trade event of the year. Shop the best RV deals in America with new RVs starting as low as $92 a month. Get ready for the holiday weekend with up to 45% off grills and 25% off product installation. Plus, we'll have free hats, free propane refills, free food, and fun for the whole family. Don't miss the incredible Red, White, and New Trade event, May 15th through the 18th at your local Camping World.
See dealer for full details and disclaimer.
When you switch to Progressive and bundle your home and auto, you could save hundreds, and that's a surprising amount of money.
Whoa, that's like farmer's market money.
That's like give me a gallon of that locally sourced raw honey money.
That's certified organic heirloom tomatoes in every imaginable color except red money.
That's let's get 2 pounds of pink oyster mushrooms money. I'm not even sure I like pink oyster mushrooms.
Guess it's time to find out, because you could save hundreds when you switch to Progressive and bundle. Then the world is your pink oyster mushroom. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Tune in to The Money Professor with Chris Longworth.
Having some certainty about your plan is definitely going to give you all the advantages.
Chris has the heart of an educator.
If you really want to do this correctly, then you get to enjoy every day of retirement like it's a Saturday. And if you don't, it's a Monday for the rest of your life.
Tune in to The Money Professor with Chris Longworth, Saturdays at 8 a.m. right here on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Hey, it's John Curley for Closets by Design. Our closets were a mess, so I called Closets by Design. They came in and did exceptional work. Now, they're locally owned, and they've been operating for more than 2 decades. I love these guys, a family-run business with national backing, and they source almost all their products right here in Washington. Have Closets by Design come out and customize your closet. Right now, 40% off plus an additional 15% off with 18 months financing and free installation. 1-800-BY-DESIGN or closetsbydesign.com.
I've never had any complaints about my performance in the bedroom. But after turning 40, I noticed my libido just wasn't what it used to be. That's when I reached out to Revive Health. Their team knew exactly what I needed, which is why today, my wife and I are both more satisfied than ever.
If you're ready to book your free T-check, text BOOST to 65555 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com to schedule your appointment. Message and data rates may apply. Message frequency varies. Text help for help. Text stop to cancel. See privacy policy at ReviveMen'sHealth.com/privacy policy. For info on how opt-in info will be used and terms and conditions at ReviveMen'sHealth.com/terms of use for terms of short code service.
The markets and the economy will change, but you should always know what you can rely on from your financial advisor. I'm John Ramsire with Baird Private Wealth Management in Seattle. With deep planning and investment expertise, Baird's financial advisors have guided individuals and families through changing markets for more than 100 years. And in all that time, our guiding principle has never changed. Our clients come first, always. Discover the Baird difference at rwbaird.com/Seattle.
If it's time for a new bath, go with a name you can trust, Bathfitter Northwest. Bathfitter is the original one-day bath remodeler, and right now they're offering 0% interest for 24 months, and for a limited time, they'll pay your sales tax. Call Bathfitter today.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. High-stakes trade talks are taking place this weekend between the U.S. and China. CBS's Linda Kenyon reports 2 sides are meeting in Switzerland.
The talks began against the backdrop of President Trump's posting on Truth Social, where he floated cutting trade tariffs against China to 80%. But White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says that's just part of the equation.
We need to see concessions from them as well.
Presently, tariffs against China stand at 145%, but Leavitt says she expects there will be some movement.
China needs the United States of America. They need our markets. They need our consumer base.
These will be the first major talks between the world's two largest economies since the president's Liberation Day tariff announcement. Lindy Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
Trade war with Canada may bring fewer Toronto Blue Jays fans to T-Mobile Park this weekend. As KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports, dozens of Seattle businesses are extending an olive branch to Jays fans.
For Robert Gallant, President Donald Trump's comments about making his country the 51st state sealed it.
I have to put my country over my team and really send a message with my money.
More than 40 Seattle businesses are offering Canadians who show an ID 30% discounts as an incentive to visit. This after border crossings are down more than 50% and businesses near the border are hurting for tourism. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Well, businesses near the Hoh Rainforest in Olympic National Park are cheering the reopening of the Upper Hoh Road. It is the only way to drive into the rainforest. Heavy rain washed away part of it back in December. Governor Bob Ferguson was at yesterday's reopening ceremony.
Folks come from all around our country, from all around the world to be here because of its beauty, because of how unique it is. But in doing so, they so support this economy.
Tourists spent more than $400 million in the area back in 2023. Repairing the road cost more than $600,000. Seattle is among several major U.S. cities that are slowly sinking. This is according to researchers at Virginia Tech who used satellite-based radar measurements for their study. They say groundwater extraction is a big reason for this, so is tectonic activity and climate change. How Seattle will not be underwater anytime soon. Researchers say the city's sinking, but only at about 2 millimeters per year. Now to the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk at 2:33. This report brought to you by Kia of Everett. All of the crashes have now been cleared that we were talking about earlier, but a lot of traffic out there slowing you down. Right now, Linwood to Seattle, 55 minutes. You jam up right about the 522 Lake City Way interchange there. Looking at the Tacoma to Olympia Drive, that is about an hour with some backups through JBLM. 405 northbound into Linwood, you slow down through Totem Lake and past Canyon Park. And then looking at about a 45 to 50-minute drive from Bellevue to Everett, same for Seattle to Everett. Renton to Puyallup, that is about 50 minutes with some slowdowns between Auburn and Sumner. At least the lake bridges, though, are in good shape. Kia of Everett is the simple, easy, fun way to buy or lease your new Kia. Visit KiaofEverett.com or stop by to learn more about the Putt for Savings events going on right now. Weather now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. We are dry today, some high clouds, but mostly sunny. Temperatures topping out in the upper 60s and low 70s. Right now, 64 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. All right, a lot of stuff to get to, a lot of stuff to talk about. Thank you guys so much for texting us at 888-973-5476. We also grab a bunch of comments off of the YouTube live chat, the Jake and Spike Show live YouTube page, which everybody seems to be loving. All right, Laura, why don't you fire away? Get us started here.
On Jake's tattoo plan, Destiny in Seattle says, does Jake's wife like looking at tattoos? If my husband did this, I wouldn't appreciate it because I really don't enjoy them.
This is a really good question, and I'm not sure how to address this, and I need your guys' help to figure this out.
Okay.
My wife likes the idea of tattoos, but I think she would be very specific about the type of tattoos that she would like. I would want her input on something like this, but because I want it to be a surprise, and because I don't want her to see it ahead of time, this is my dream, and I'll just tell you guys this. I don't know if this is going to happen. My dream is I get the tattoo live on the show.
Okay.
She's not listening because she's running errands or doing something, whatever. She's busy. She's not listening. She doesn't know about it. I come home and I say, she goes, what's that on your, let's say I get it on my arm. I haven't decided where I'm going to get it yet. She says, what's that on your arm? Or maybe I'm sitting funny, right? Because I get it on my rear end.
Okay.
And she says, what is the problem? And I say, honey, I got something to tell you. And I either rip the thing off my arm, because they cover it generally with some sort of a plastic. Yeah. You've gotten tattoos. How long does it take?
Tattoos. A couple weeks that you got to really kind of aftercare of a tattoo. Yeah. In fact, the first day is not a reveal you want it to be, because the first day they seep.
It's all bloody.
Your body kind of rejects a good portion of the ink that goes into the tattoo. Plus, your body's recovering from being wounded.
I can't hide my butt for 2 weeks from her.
No, you really can't.
So what do I do?
I think what you should do, I think it's a wonderful idea to offer her your body as a canvas.
Yeah.
And it should be something that she appreciates and
Paint
enjoys.
me like one of your French girls.
Right, something. I'd give her some kind of certificate tomorrow that says...
on Mother's Day.
On Mother's Day. Excuse me, on Mother's Day. Here's what you do. I got it. Go get a Ken doll and a Sharpie, a fine tip Sharpie.
That's great.
Right?
Yeah.
And say, this is me, and I'm getting a tattoo on me to honor our love and your commitment to our relationship, and you're being a mom to our kids.
Spike, that's beautiful.
Right? And you get to draw on this
Ken doll, anything you want.
This is a Jake doll.
Yeah.
You put what you want where you want it, and we'll have my brother and she gets
because my brother's going to come in studio. Right. He's going to tattoo me live on the air. That's
she
great.
Gets to approve the artwork.
Sure.
Right?
And then I'll get a Barbie doll, say, and then I'll show the Ken and the Barbie doing what I hope happens.
Look how much more excited Barbie is now that Ken's got some ink.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Like
suddenly he looks kind of tough.
Right.
Suddenly he doesn't look so lily white.
Right.
No, just kidding. She doesn't say that about me.
Poor Ken.
Poor Ken. Yeah, Ken looks like he's having fun over there with Barbie, though.
Right.
It's a good time. Can be a good time.
Okay.
Let's see. Sue in 206 says, my suggestion for your tattoo is something that holds significance for the two of you, perhaps an image that is incomplete alone. And if she were to get one, when you two are together, side by side, creates a whole complete image. Good luck designing it. I'm having a thought as we speak. Who suggested this? Who is this?
This is Sue in the 206.
206. Yeah. Sue in the 206, soon to be 564. Is it 564? Is that the new area code?
I think you're right.
Sue in the 206, a dual image. What about, this is just, I'm workshopping here, but what about this? I get, and I probably want it to be something in a semi-private area, so it's like extra meaningful.
For
so
her,
it's just for her.
Yes.
She knows it. So
you
like,
and any prison guard.
If I did on my back, maybe lower back, because if I do top back, it's going to be like a, somebody will see it take my shirt off in summertime, but like lower back, below the,
below your belt line.
Below my belt line.
Okay. The small of your back, we call that.
Small of my back.
Yeah.
Although I got a pretty hulking back. I'm a big fella. A dolphin jumping out of the water. Jumping out of the water. But when my wife, and if she gets one, if we were to go side by side in my dreams, and again, dolphin on the lower part of my back, and on my wife's back, she gets the same thing. And if we go side by side, it looks like the dolphins are kissing.
Oh.
And then it makes like also a dolphin heart.
Oh, that's adorable.
Is that
very Lisa Frank? I love this.
Is that not the most beautiful image you've ever heard?
Sounds pretty great.
And there's no downside for me because then I'm just a guy with a cool dolphin tattoo on the lower part of my back, which I love.
What do they call that again? Lower back tattoo? There's a name for that. I can't
They call
remember.
it a dude stamp. Dude stamp. No, obviously we're workshopping this too.
On the Seattle's new area code, the 206 says being single in 2025 is hell. Now I'm looking for women with 5'6" as well, Laura. Thank you very much.
So it sounds like now I'm looking for women. So is this a...
He's looking for new women, new to town.
Is this a guy?
Yeah, I guess this is a guy.
How tall is this guy? How tall is 206? What's your income?
Well, here's the thing. I don't work at Amazon.
There you go.
That Vicky says, wouldn't it make sense that we need more area codes because instead of a home phone serving 5 people with one phone number, now everyone has their own phone number. So one phone number is multiplied into 5.
Exactly right.
Tell you what, I never was great at math. I did not understand anything Vicky just said.
It's a lot of numbers.
It's a lot of numbers.
Well, I mean, we used to have one phone line at my house. I grew up in my house, right? We had one phone line, 426-4147 was my home phone number when I was a kid. 310-426-4147.
I remember my number too.
Right, sure. Yeah. But now in my particular house, I got 5 phone numbers. We got 4 cells and a regular phone.
How are they supposed to reach you?
Right.
How do you do that?
How are we supposed to do all that all with a 206?
Impossible.
You know?
Impossible.
Vicky's right.
By the way, on the tattoo, we just got a great text coming. This is hot off the press. Craig in Puyallup says they call that a champ stamp.
A champ stamp.
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
Nice job, Craig. Craig wins the texting of the week.
Yep.
On Bill Gates' house, we were talking about how cool Bill Gates' house was. Jim in the 360 says, I've been in Gates' house. It's all true. Because, Spike, you were talking about how they had
secret passageways, electronic, literally picture frames that would read a badge on that you wear around the house.
And
adjust to your tastes.
Unbelievable.
So whenever you walked into a room, the art and music you loved would be on display for you.
I went into a house once, not the same deal, but it's kind of the same thing. I went to a house once, and the piece of art, the eyes would follow you around the room.
No.
Yeah, same deal, same kind of deal. It might have been Bill Gates' house. I don't know about that. It might have been.
Kenny in Mason County says, Gates also owns a house on the Hood Canal by Belfair. I've been to the community, and you have to sign an NDA to get past the gate.
Wow.
I'm sure, yeah.
Pretty amazing.
Because love
Is
the
that near the
privacy.
Tacoma Narrows Bridge? Shannon in Duval says, I was on the Medina project for 7 years, starting back in the early 90s. Bill Gates lived temporarily in the caretaker's residence. When we moved the furnishings into the residence, a coworker dared me to sit on his bed so I could brag about being in a billionaire's bed. Wow.
Okay, Shannon.
You know what, Shannon? You could have probably just said hi to Bill. And no, just joking.
The Medina Project's what they called the construction of that place.
Really?
Yeah, the Medina Project.
That's what she says in the text. That sounds very mysterious, doesn't it? It sounds like a J.J. Abrams movie.
Well, you couldn't tell people you're working on the Gates house when you were in the construction business or the supply business or whatever.
Yeah.
You're working on the Medina Project.
Working on the Medina Project.
I wonder what ranks higher, sleeping with a billionaire or with the Pope?
I mean, it's much less likely to sleep with the Pope.
So that does make it more of a rarity.
Right, right.
That's a badge of honor.
50 years ago,
absolutely.
too. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, Laura, why don't you grab one?
And what Bill Gates is bequeathing to his kids, Diane points out, Bill Gates bought a $16 million equestrian home and mega acreage estate in upstate New York for his oldest daughter as a college graduation gift. He also bought her a $50 million multi-level penthouse overlooking Central Park for her wedding. It seems Bill is giving plenty to his kiddos.
But these poor kids are only going to get 1% of his net worth.
Right. It's only $500 million.
And all the real estate.
I'll take a $50 million penthouse overlooking Central Park.
Yeah,
I'm not going to complain.
But he's not spoiling. There's no elevator. It's a 5-floor walk-up.
Yeah, it's a
right?
walk-up.
Right.
Yeah, forget
Keep the
that.
kid humble.
Yeah, forget that. Absolutely.
On the wanted fugitive, Jesus in Kent says, is it Jesus? Jesus in Kent. My apologies. And the two people watching over him bumped into each other. You're welcome. And the two people watching over this guy bumped into each other like a bunch of idiots. That was the funniest part of the video. We're talking about the video where literally there's video of him escaping at SeaTac.
Oh yeah, and then the
guy he's sprinting away, and the fugitive chaperone.
He's not. We were told by the bounty hunter we interviewed.
Right, a bounty hunter did not
They don't
lose him.
claim him. It's the prison transport people.
A bounty hunter wouldn't have tripped.
Nope.
You also saw he was in Crocs.
I said, well,
was that a joke?
It was a joke. He was traveling. He was in his airplane slip-on Crocs for comfort's sake, and that's why he couldn't chase the fugitive.
Gotcha. All right, guys. Let's see here. Last one on the Seagulls by the Conclave Chimney. Thor from the YouTube live stream says the seagulls on the roof thought it was a barbecue. Gross.
You know what I was thinking, though? It's probably warmer when that chimney's in action.
Oh, heck yeah.
Right? That's why the seagull had her baby there.
It's also sunny in Rome.
Right?
It's a nice day.
Yeah,
It's
true.
All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. Be right back.
Ivers has opened its new Clam Digger Cafe on Pier 54 in the new Seattle Waterfront Park. Order off the menu, featuring new shareables like pretzel and beer cheese bites, crab and shrimp empanadas, a fried clam po' boy, or Ivers margarita prawns. You can still get Ivers favorites, including fish and chips, calamari, Seattle's favorite clam chowder, grilled salmon, or halibut. Try Ivers' new Clam Digger Cafe on Pier 54. Details at ivers.com.
Homeowners, protect your biggest investment now with Integrity Roofing and Construction. Hi, Spike O'Neill here. Get ahead of the summer rush. Integrity, your family-owned, award-winning roofing and construction company, is ready to give your home the protection it deserves. Integrity offers a complete in-house construction division and a design department for all your projects. Integrity Roofing is known for top-notch service and an on-site project management that makes every process easy. Beat the summer rush and call Integrity today at 206-202-ROOF, 206-202-ROOF, or online, integrityrc.com, integrityrc.com.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular to get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for autopay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Worried about your battery and the heat? We get it. You don't want to get stranded somewhere with a car that feels like an oven. We've got you covered at AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination. Our free battery testing and charging service can help. And if you need a battery, we'll help you find a new one, no problem. Power through with free battery testing and charging at AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
G. Scott here with former Seahawk Doug Baldwin. Tell us about Nourishing Champions.
We know the benefits for young people in sports, but we often don't think about the barriers. And one of those barriers is having proper nutrition. So Nourishing Champions, in partnership with Champions of Change and Safeway, is an effort to address those barriers so that our student athletes have what they need to excel both on the field and in the classroom.
High schools can apply for grants up to $25,000 from Nourishing Champions. Learn more at championsofchangefoundation.org/Nourishing Champions.
I'm Macy House with Baird Global Investment Banking. In today's markets, global financial capabilities aren't worth much without personal attention to your priorities. Baird Banking, Research, and Private Equity professionals are located across 3 continents, sharing more than investment expertise. As employee owners of our firm, we all have a personal stake in your success, here in the Pacific Northwest and around the world. Discover the Baird difference. Visit rwbaird.com/Seattle.
Hey, it's John Curley with Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision RLE. Doc, I heard that 50% of Americans have their lenses replaced by the time they're 75.
That's exactly right, John. As we near 50, our eye's natural lens starts to become dysfunctional. If you've now added readers to your need for glasses and contacts, it's a sign the quality and function of your natural lens is fading, and it's a steady decline towards cataracts.
Don't go another 20 plus years with poor vision, hassling with contacts and readers. Do what I did. Choose a quick, painless refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision RLE and start enjoying great vision now.
Our new lens technology is truly amazing. After replacing over 100,000 lenses, we have the experience to guide each patient to their best solution, even if that's recommending you wait a little while before RLE.
K2 Vision RLE can restore distance and near vision permanently, plus never develop a cataract. Read the reviews and schedule a free Zoom consultation now at k2visionrle.com.
Did you know that over the past 10 years, home values have increased the most during the first quarter of the year? So how much is your home worth right now? Check it out instantly at sellwithwest.com. Sure, there are other apps out there you can use, but most of them are national companies. If you want local expertise, someone who actually knows what's happening with the housing market in your neighborhood, there's no one more local than Wes Jones. If you're even thinking about making a move in 2025, go to sellwithwest.com, sellwithwest.com, and start by using their free home value calculator to see what your home is worth. It might be worth more than you think. You'll get so much more than just a number from Wes Jones. We're talking about recent sales in your neighborhood, the market temperature in your city, side-by-side comparisons of multiple online estimates. You can even calculate how much equity you have, and even a breakdown of how your home's value has changed over time. So here's what you have to do. Go to sellwithwest.com, type in your address, and bam, you'll have instant access to all of this and more. It's fast, easy, it's local. Sellwithwest.com, a better way to sell your home.
Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start looking and feeling your best with Hair Grow by New Nordic. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com, or at your local CVS.
Save on a 2-night getaway to beautiful Victoria, BC with the FRS Clipper Spring Sale. Travel car-free on the Clipper Fast Ferry and stay at a charming downtown hotel. Up to 20% off. Save during Clipper Spring Sale at FRSClipper.com. Your new beginning starts now. D.R. Horton has new construction homes available throughout the greater Seattle area. With spacious floor plans, flexible living spaces, and home technology packages, you can enjoy more cozy moments and sweet memories in your beautiful new home. With new home communities opening throughout the Seattle area, D.R. Horton has the ideal home for you. Visit drhorton.com to learn more. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
All right, welcome back to the show. Just a few short minutes left. Don't go. Don't go. Oh, the tears, the gnashing of the teeth that I'm seeing on the YouTube live page. Everybody's so sad because we're going to be off the air here in just a few minutes. And you'll have John, which is nice.
Yes, it is.
But it's no Jake and Spike, I'll tell you. But he's a great guy. You should check him out. All right, a lot of stuff to get to still. 2 things I want to mention really fast in this final segment.
Sure.
Number 1, I saw that In-N-Out, we were talking earlier this week. Was that just this week?
Yeah.
Wow. That was fast.
They're still in Ridgefield, right?
They're still in Ridgefield.
Haven't moved to Richland, as per my suggestion?
They haven't moved to Ridgeland. No,
Okay.
In-N-Out Ridgefield. Apparently, they have hooked up the power. And what the internet is telling me is that you can expect to be able to go get yourself a double-double coming up, hopefully in June or July. That's coming up soon.
It's happening.
It's happening. Very exciting. All right. This other story is wild, too. In where was this at, Laura? Was this in...
Long Island.
Long Island.
Suffolk County.
Suffolk County, a bunch of deadbeats in Long Island. There were some guys in Long Island who apparently are not, what's the word I'm using here? Are not great fathers?
Not living up to their responsibilities.
There you go.
Right?
That's a good way of putting it.
And the Suffolk County Sheriff's Department wanted to celebrate Mother's Day by pointing the spotlight of shame on the worst, I was going to call them the top 10, the bottom 10 worst deadbeat dads in their county.
Yep.
With their picture and how much they are in arrears.
Isn't that wild? They call this the wall of shame.
Right?
The wall of shame.
Public shaming.
Public shaming. Do you guys think this will work, the public shaming?
Yes.
I think it's
do.
okay.
I think that these guys deserve it, every minute of it. There's nothing worse than a deadbeat dad.
Yeah.
Nothing worse than somebody that you want to bug out on the relationship, didn't work out. Okay, that happens from time to time. But you have made a child. You have brought a life into this world. And you need to man up.
Absolutely.
And take care of this kid.
I'll tell you what.
Guys, if their face on TV,
yeah,
their posters are on the wall of the sheriff's department. They're public. This has been publicized around the country now.
Yep. Suffolk County. There was a local news radio station there to broadcast this. Here they go.
Today, in preparation for the Mother's Day weekend that's coming up, we are making an effort to capture the top 10 deadbeat dads here in Suffolk County.
On large poster boards, the Suffolk County Sheriff lists what he calls the top 10 deadbeat dads. One allegedly owes $209,000 in back child support. Ooh. Another, $371,000.
Crazy.
And the top man, $422,000.
We are talking about thousands of dollars that could have went to food, clothing, doctor's appointments, or school supplies.
He's asking for the public's help.
If you recognize one of the individuals on the list, do the right thing.
I don't know how single parents do it. I do not know how single parents do it. It's unbelievable. Single mothers, who find themselves in that situation.
Abandoned by the donor.
Horrible.
Right?
When I was sick the other day, when I was just laying in a feverish state, when my wife wasn't sending me around to do her errands, she was having to take care of all the kids without me.
Right.
So she had to get up, she had to make the breakfast, she had to do all the stuff, and I was just laying there in a feverish state, thinking, my goodness, how fortunate that there's two of us.
Right.
So that when one of us is down, the other can pick up the slack. And for a single parent who doesn't have that option, that's really tough. I honestly don't know how they do it. Miracle workers. So God bless them. Hope they find somebody who appreciates them.
I wish we had a local law enforcement agency that was doing the same thing here in Washington.
Find the deadbeat dads around here? Yeah.
I'd love to be able to lend our airwaves to point out the biggest deadbeat dads in King County.
Yeah.
In Snohomish and Pierce.
We don't want to depress people, but yeah, maybe we do like
It's
a message
Mother's
board
Day,
off to
right?
the side.
Right.
It's little thing.
It's Mother's Day weekend.
Sure.
Let's use this story, if nothing else, as a reminder of how important mothers are.
Do you want to say a little happy Mother's Day to your mom?
My mom passed away.
Oh, she's passed away.
That's okay.
I'm sorry,
No,
Spike.
no. I talked to her more than when she. I talk to her more now than I did when she was with us.
She's in heaven now.
Mama, God love you. And you know I love you. And thank you for everything you did. I didn't appreciate it at the time.
Boy,
I didn't know how much you gave of yourself and how much of your hopes and dreams and that you gave up to be my mom.
That's what parents do.
That's what they do.
That's what they do.
And I'm going to honor you and by making sure that the mom in my life, the truly unpleasant Mrs. O'Neill,
feels honored.
Feels honored
Good for you.
And loved and supported and
Laura,
appreciated.
Do you have a message for your mom?
I do. My mom listens to the show almost every day.
Nice.
So I just want to say, Mom, I love you. Thanks for being my #1 fan.
Aww.
And I'm really excited to celebrate you this weekend.
That's fantastic.
And to Mrs. Skorheim?
No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. I love you. I love you, Mom. I love you, Mom. And to my wife, you're the best mom in the world. You're the best mom. Our boys are lucky to have you, and we'll show you on Sunday. All right. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there who listen to the show. And if you know a mom, show her some appreciation this weekend.
You bet.
We'll see you back here on Monday. See you, folks.
the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound. We use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to goodrx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
It's clogged again.
Your drain?
Just had it cleared.
You didn't call Apollo Plumbing.
How can you tell?
Because your drain's clogged again.
So frustrating.
We can